Hey y'all, I sincerely apologize about that. I should have done that last night. And that's my fault. So, hey Cara and Bad Girl and Jeannie Jen and Rubber, Ramada, and I Know Who Killed You. Thank you all for being here. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being so supportive. We're gonna just go ahead and jump right into it because we already did the intro and all that. In the other stream, I just do want to reiterate that this is a true crime discussions channel, and there's no children allowed, and all of the things. This is just speculation. Thank you, Colleen and Nanny Goat, for coming back. Yeah, everything's good now. Excuse me. I just had to do a master reset on the computer, and it went really quickly. So everything's good. I just lost my files and stuff, but that's okay because most of my files were in videos already anyway. I try to save everything on my phone. So we'll go ahead and jump right into this. Hey Abellis, thank you for being here.
And he started sleeping over my house.
Okay.
And what were your next question?
Was that in the correct?
Yes.
And remember, hey Michelle, Michelle Weedle. I don't have any new news on this case except for Stephan Stern's document to the jurors referencing mitigating circumstances. We talked about that a couple of days ago. Hey, Sarah and Indie Girl, thank you all for coming back. I really appreciate that. We're watching this interview to look at body language. We're getting into the good part. Weedle, thank you. Sorry, I apologize. We're getting back into this interview and analyzing body language and what Jen does when she lies, because I feel like she is. And yeah, we're just gonna talk about it and give our thoughts, opinions, and speculations on it. Hey, Miss King of Anything, thank you all for coming back. I really appreciate that. You guys are amazing.
House you live in now?
Yes.
Okay. How long have you lived in that house?
I Know Who Killed You.
On and off, because at one point we moved close to where his parents live right now.
Yeah, and I'm gonna try to get that I'm going to get the video out on information about pedos in that area. But I Know Who Killed You. I'm assuming there will be cameras in the courtroom because it's Florida. So I'm hoping so, because I really want to watch the trial with you guys. I would love to do that. Weedle or Weddle? Waddell? I'm just going to call you Michelle. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude or anything. Hey, Indie Girl and Ava Slim, thank you for being here. And then real quick, hey, Queen Olive Ruth Ann. Cara said, I think that comment you read before, who said we're all on a witch hunt, is a family member of Jen's. They were on the subreddit too saying something similar. Maybe. If it is, I hope I didn't upset them. Like Weddle. Okay. Thank you. Thank you guys for coming back. I really appreciate it.
They live in Northport, Florida, Sarasota County. I lived in Port Charlotte, which is Charlotte County, the county right next door. We had an apartment there for like 6 to 8 months. We moved down there because, again, Stephan was promised a job and that fell through. So we supported ourselves in this tiny apartment for a little while until I ran out of funds.
Do you remember what year that was?
2020.
Michelle says that she's a retired private investigator from South Florida. That is amazing. Thank you for being here. I would love to know your thoughts on her body language and terms that she uses in the context of possibly lying. Like, some people use certain words when they lie or do certain things. That's what we're looking for. The truth is the truth, whether Jen's family, yeah. I agree, Bad Girl. Thank you, Darlene, for being here. Hey, Mayla's mom. Carr said, I just posted another article of a priest in Port Charlotte who had SA allegations on him. It was on a boys, but still, yeah, that's really sad. Thank you, Toxic. I see all of you coming back in. Thank you guys so much. Hey, Hazel Eyes. I think she's a liar as well. If y'all don't mind, hit the thumbs up. And thank you so much.
So when did you live in Port Charlotte in 2020?
I don't remember what month I moved in, but I remember moving out in November.
Oh, 2020.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was some. April, May.
That's fine. It was something we can look up if we need to later.
Yeah.
in 2017. So
I'm sorry it's not very loud. I wish I could make it louder. Hey, Shauna. Oh, thank you for being here, love. And Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody. Yep. Thank you, Shauna, for being here. And thank you for saying that. We love you too over here at the Speculating family.
2018. Six.
That part's redacted. I wanted to turn my mic down for you guys. It's redacted right now, so that's why you can't hear anything. Oh, I was like, does I think we couldn't see her? Bad girl said the same to you, Shauna. Why is all of this redacted?
At the same time, no. But
Okay.
I've had ex-husbands and ex-boyfriends live in that same house before.
Got it.
So she's sitting forward, listening more intently, picking at her nails. She's nervous. She's moving her leg. I think she would be tapping it if she could, like if she wasn't on a couch. She's looking
sometime in 2020 for a few months.
Yeah.
And then you came back to the same house.
She's looking him dead in the eye, making eye contact. Because right now she's telling the truth about when she lived in the house, who lived there, all of that.
After Port Charlotte, I went back to my mom's house for a little while.
Where's that at?
In Hunters Creek, Florida.
Got it.
Even before Port Charlotte, actually, the few months before I was in Port Charlotte, I was living at my mom's house.
With Stephan.
Around March 20, decided he wanted to renovate the house and possibly sell it. So he told us to get out. So March 2020, so around COVID time, like 2 weeks after COVID was announced, I moved in with my mom.
Okay.
And I lived with her for a little bit. And then the Port Charlotte apartment happened. We moved to Port Charlotte, were there for a few months, came back to live with my mom, was there for a few months, and then I decided to move back. That he was moving out and like getting an RV and like living the RV life.
Yeah.
So he needed somebody to take care of the house for him. So.
And again, she's telling the truth about all this, so she's making eye contact. Although she's nervous, she's picking her nails. Somebody brought up the fact that they keep going in and out, and this would have been right around the time that Maddie was found. And you can tell the interview changes, and he gets more intense after the point of when it seems we would think they found Maddie, and that he finds out that she's deceased. Zaya said it's not a witch hunt. These are her words. And that's where I'm at with it as well. You put stuff out here on the internet. So of course we're going to dissect it and, speculate on this case, especially considering the fact that it's almost impossible to think she didn't know anything living in the house. Again, I give grace because she was heavily medicated, but I mean, even if you're so medicated, you're walking into walls. I don't know how you missed all the signs, in my opinion. Okay, thank you, Cara.
So I said, yeah, I would do it, of course. So I moved in. I moved into his bedroom, downstairs, the master bedroom. eventually Stephan did come. For a few years. It wasn't until like June of last year that
This redacted. Mayla said, "It makes me crazy they bring her those paper towels, yet she never needs it."
I can go upstairs to the guest bedroom upstairs because I just
She doesn't. She's not upset. She's not crying. She didn't search. She went home. She went to bed. Michelle says the truth is the truth and facts are facts. Yep. Facts ain't defamation.
he's not a very clean guy. He's kind of a little hoarder and a collector. So just my house was always a mess and never the way that I wanted it to look. Or the clutter just gave me anxiety. So I asked him to move upstairs and he did. And he lived upstairs until until December of last year. And then he moved to Northport, Florida with his parents. But they had promised him a job, but that fell through. So we were in the process of trying to get him to come back up here to get his job back at Disney and for him to move back into the house for a little bit. I'm not sure long term. I know temporarily I was willing to accept him back.
Was that something out of convenience for him or because you?
A little bit of both. We missed him, and I wanted to help him out, like make it easy, like give him a place, like a base to start at, and then for him to start looking for something else afterwards, on his own. But yeah.
You obviously. Um,
It's redacted.
talk a lot? Is she a secretive teenager? What is like your kind of day to day with her?
See, she huffs, she breathes hard. Just they're asking about Maddie. It seems she does that when they talk about Maddie. She just like huffs and puffs like a teenager does when you tell them to, do their chores. Huffing and puffing, and it just inconvenience to talk about Maddie.
A normal relationship. I asked, she would tell me. I didn't think she was hiding anything from me. I didn't think she was lying to me about anything, but obviously she had secrets.
I mean, the hindsight. I mean, all the stuff you found out over the past couple of days. We're like taking that out of the picture. Your relationship with her.
Okay.
Like not looking back saying, okay, I was being lied to. Like up until you found out some things that you've been told. You guys had an open communication relationship. You talk about
everything.
Life.
Yeah.
Jenny Jen said if Jen wasn't aware enough to know what was going on with Maddie, then why was she aware enough to mention on 2 different occasions to get Stephan Stearns an attorney? Right. I'm absolutely with you on that. Yeah, tomorrow's Christmas Eve, y'all. Merry Christmas, everybody. Yeah, I she had to know something. And again, the Woody Allen situation reference, like, I'm not believing you didn't know anything. I'm sorry, I'm just not.
If anything, she was a little bit more open with Stephan because she told him about a boy she had a crush on.
Okay.
And that his name was, and she described him. And Stephan's like, "Are you aware that she has a crush on a boy?" I said, "No." He's like, "Yeah." She told me his name, that he's tall and that she likes his fluffy hair.
When was this? Do you remember when this conversation happened?
Within the last week, sometime, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Like within, so we saw. So within a week of that Sunday, I'm not sure if she had told him via phone chat. It must have been via phone, like phone convert, like we don't FaceTime.
So she told him about a crush that she had via phone or however, and then he he is upset enough to mention that to Jen. And then he comes back like, again, this channel is all about speculation. What if he came back and said, you're not supposed to, you can't have a crush on that boy. You can't be with that boy. You're going to be with me. We're getting married, whatever, Woody Allen situation reference. What if that's what happened? And she said, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't like this. I don't want to do this. I want to talk to the boy at school or whatever. Could that be a reason that he possibly snapped and did something if he did? I think that that's a possibility. Kara said the crush, I think, was one of the reasons why Stephan unalived her. He went into a jealous rage because it wasn't him. Exactly. Exactly. Sadly, Maddie was probably closer to Stephan because she thought they were in a relationship, in my opinion. I think so too, Mayla's mom. I think that she thought they were in a relationship and Jen condoned it, and that's just my speculation. Shauna said, thank you guys. Thank you all. I'm just putting my 2 cents in, but I understand. I wish this never happened to anybody. Me too, Shauna. And I hope you're okay if you've got anything going on.
Google Meet.
Right, Abellis?
The Android
version of FaceTime, yeah. So we would Google Meet often. Sometimes when we get home from school, just talk all day, or sometimes not even talk all day. We would just bullshit. I would be doing my own thing. He would be doing. We're just keeping each other company on the phone. And I think in one.
Michelle said, I think Maddie was with child. And again, that's the other scenario. Like, I think it was definitely one of the two. Because again, if you want to go down that avenue, we reference the coins, the parent coins that you flip, like who's going to change the diaper or get the bottle or whatever. And she sent that to Stephan. And then the possibility of pregnancy tests being missing. That's the other possibility. I do sternly believe that Stearns did what he did because she was either with child or the crush situation. Darlene said that Woody Allen comment says it all. Instead of it making her protective over her daughter, it made her jealous by saying that it shows she sensed something between them. Yep. And that Woody Allen comment does show that she sensed something. So if you sensed something and then take into account her behavior, her being bipolar and on medication at 12, which is not a normal circumstance for a child. You know, the thing that happened at the counselor's office where she was out of school for a week, like how, I just don't understand how you didn't see all these things. If you were completely unaware, you can't be that blind. Bad Girl said, why would Stephen Stearns being jealous over Maddie having a crush not be a red flag to Jen? Yeah, if he was jealous, like he mentioned it in passing, maybe he didn't come off as jealous. I think he was jealous, knowing what we know now. But if she didn't know at the time, maybe she didn't see anything wrong with it. When people like that get away with things like that, the people out here have been abused. That's why they don't speak up. Her own mama wouldn't stick up for her, right, Shauna? Carr said, I think it was a combo of both. And then lastly, Mayla's mom said, at times the Woody Allen comment and the I can't risk it text have made me wonder if Jen didn't do it out of jealousy. Yep. Hey, Anna. Thank you so much for being here. You're not late. You got here right when you were supposed to.
One of those conversations, she told him that she had a crush on a boy. But I checked those text messages with that boy and nothing seemed weird either. So.
How did he? I mean, it could be new. I mean, she sees a guy at school. She thinks it's attractive. He shows her attention. I mean, she's young. How did he take it? Was he like? And I want you to think back before you know things you know now. Like, did he seem concerned about her? Did he seem excited for her? Like she's starting to be a kid and have crushes and everything else. Like,
he seemed happy for her.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, did you hear this? This is super cute. And I was like, oh. I hadn't. She hadn't told me. And I wondered, I'm like, why didn't she tell me? Why didn't she tell me?
I don't think he was super happy. I think that they both found it alarming because I think she knew. I think they were in a relationship in her house, especially considering the interview with the news station. She comforts him like he's her son, not her lover, her best friend or whatever. I think that they both freaked out. Yeah, the fact that there was pregnancy tests there, but no sex, Jen's not having sex is very sus. I hope not, Michelle.
Tell him and not me. Like, I want to know who
Thank
she
you,
had a
Gammy.
crush on, but maybe it's because I told her she had a rule she wasn't allowed to date for a few years until like I think I had said 16 or something like that. But I didn't want her dating.
So then your relationship with her was open. Obviously, she's a child. She's not going to share everything.
Yeah.
With him, it seems like she has a very open relationship with him. They talk, they hang out.
They redacted that part.
So it'd be okay with you if they went out and did things together outside if you were at work or something.
They redacted this
So
part.
the living situation with them.
We're getting into the living situation, and he's about to go hard on her. Cara said, I think at first he thought her crush was him, and he was on cloud nine because her feelings were reciprocated. When he found out it was a boy her age, he lost it. It was, if I can't have her, no one will. And then you throw in the pregnancy. I think he just freaked out. Yeah. Michelle, you're not that way. I mean, you can be blunt. Colleen said, I'm curious about the fact that he committed homicide on her just as she became a true teenager. I believe she told him she was going to tell. Yeah, I don't remember. I need to listen to the interview with the counselor and see how long before this happened, that she flipped out and had to be out of school for a week. Like, I'm thinking that she was gonna say something too, or told him that she didn't want to do it anymore. I Know Who Killed You said, in some mother-daughter dynamics, there can be subconscious resentment from the mother towards the teenage daughter as a sexual threat when there are males in the home. It's subconscious. Yeah. Yep. I mean, and as sad as that sounds, it's true. So, I mean, you can look it up. It's true. Chrissy knows it all. Thank you for being here. Hey, Cozy. Um, Chrissy said, I'm new here. Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad you found us and decided to hang out. You were a criminal defense investigator, but when facts turn on you, oh well. And then real quick, hey, old Granny Annie said, I wonder if they made up the story about Maddie having a crush, making Stephen Stern sound fatherly. That's a good theory.
I'll be honest, seems weird. It's weird to me. She's got a bedroom downstairs. What's kind of the mindset or the thought process, the communication you've had with Stephan about, she's not going to sleep in her bed, but you guys are going to sleep in the guest bedroom.
Chrissy, no, I had issues with my first live today. I had to reset my computer. I had to do a master reset. So we just I deleted that one because there wasn't really much in it, and my computer was being crazy. So I did private that one, but we just started here. It just doesn't have the songs and videos in it and stuff.
So originally, the plan was that all three of us were gonna sleep in my bed together.
And I'm not just saying Sunday. I mean, like,
It's redacted again.
Oh, okay. So I had a rule. She wasn't allowed to sleep in his bedroom at all. Like, no sleepovers, no nothing. For a very long time. For years.
Did she? Hold on a minute.
Since we're pausing,
Yeah.
what brought that on?
We're at 105. We're going to take it back to 104 for a second. Did she just say, I'm wondering, did she just say she wasn't allowed to sleep in her room? Like in her own bedroom?
So the living situation with them, I'll be honest, seems weird. It's weird to me. She's got a bedroom downstairs. What's kind of the mindset or the thought process, the communication you've had with Stephan about, she's not going to sleep in her bed, but you guys are going to sleep in the guest bedroom.
Thank you, Chrissy.
So originally, the plan was that all three of us were gonna sleep in my bed together.
And I'm not just saying Sunday. I mean, like.
Oh, okay. So
right here.
I had a rule. She wasn't allowed to sleep in his bedroom at all. Like, no sleepovers, no nothing.
Okay, she really just said I had a rule. She wasn't allowed to sleep in her bedroom at all. No sleepovers, no nothing. I don't know. I'm going to call you 678. 678 said, I don't think Jen is medically or mentally well. Just my opinion. I agree with that opinion. Chrissy, thank you for subbing. Hey, Rachel Lee. Car, you're so supportive. I really appreciate you being so supportive. Cara just gifted 10 memberships. If you guys were gifted a membership from Cara, please tell her thank you. And I'll play our clip. This is Polar Express, and it's almost Christmas, y'all. Thank you so much, Cara. You are so supportive. I really appreciate that. You're amazing. Thank you. Cara, that was amazing of you. Thank you so much. Courtney, thank you for being here. I appreciate all you guys for being here. And Michelle said she was afraid of Maddie talking to people, in my opinion. Okay, Boomer, thank you.
For a very long time, for years.
Since we're pausing,
Yeah.
what brought that on? Was that like a request of his, like can we sleep in the same bed, request of hers, or you just saying?
Me being super paranoid, not to trust anyone. For the longest life, even though he treated her well, I still looked at him on, like side eye, like making sure, like, is that normal? Is this okay? That looks normal. Okay. I wanted to make sure that nothing was happening and that I was missing something, but
Rachel Lee and OK Boomer, thank you for being here. OK Boomer said, lost the comment. Chrissy knows it all. Thank you for being here. I think OK Boomer said that. Yeah, there he is. I think Jen was in on the abuse too, but was smart enough to not have her face shown in pics. I do think it's a possibility. I absolutely do. Just speculating. Colleen said YouTube hates me. Oh, I'm sorry. The memberships they gift are random. Like I wish we could choose who got them. Chrissy said, let's get real here. She wasn't paranoid. I don't think she was to let him sleep in the bed with her daughter at all.
But he never requested. I'm sorry. Repeat the question then.
So I guess what you said, like you had a rule. Like obviously we know now they've slept in the same bedroom together and everything else. I'm sure you're questioning a lot of things that like you haven't been told or that are going on. The thought process of them sleeping in the same bedroom caused you to say that you had a rule for the longest time where they couldn't.
Yeah.
I have a son. He's a lot younger than her. He's 4. But I guess if I was dating somebody or had somebody over, I would never establish, and this is just me, a rule. He can't sleep in the bed with her, or she's not going to be. It wouldn't even be a thought process for me. So that's why I asked, because I wouldn't think of it even as an option.
Yeah.
So when you say you had a rule, I guess I'm asking what prompted the rule.
Oh, can I get an amen for that detective? Absolutely, 100%, sir. Yeah, repeat the question.
Sleepovers before. Yeah. Like, you want to watch movies and eat snacks? Can we do that? I'm like, no. We can all watch movies down here together. We can all sleep down here together. Up until June.
So, if he's asking, can we go upstairs and eat snacks in my bed together? Like, what? I don't understand, because that's weird to begin with. Why would you want to go upstairs and eat snacks alone with my child when we're all down here watching TV together? Like, that would be weird to begin with. Right? Like if a man asked you, oh, can I take your child upstairs and eat snacks in a bed with them? And can we just lay upstairs in the bed and you're all watching a movie or something or hanging out downstairs? Is that not weird? Like, I would find it extremely weird. And I'd be like, why do you want to be alone with my child? Can you explain that to me? And I'm probably going to be like not talking to you anymore after that. You're going to be more than likely leaving my house. Oh, Granny says Stephenstone's jury instructions paper seems like he's going to snitch on who else was first. Turn them all in. Step in and just take life without parole. Snitching on these is good. So yeah, I'm the first to say snitches get stitches, but snitching on those kind of people, absolutely, please do. Tell everything, Stephen, please. Thank you for being here occasionally. Classy says, why does she claim she was vigilant, but then didn't notice anything strange? You didn't see your baby was going through something? Jen watched Madeline like a blind worm, not a hawk like you claim. Exactly. All red flags.
Together all the time. So we were always, she would sleep in the middle, I would sleep on this side, he would sleep on the other side.
I'm
It
sorry,
wasn't until
Michelle.
June that he got his own bedroom and I sent him upstairs. That's where the requests for sleepovers started.
Okay.
And I kept telling her no. I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable with that. But eventually, at some point, like we really want to watch. I forgot what movie it was. They really wanted to watch something, and I was really tired. And I said, okay, fine.
You want to watch something? Watch it in the freaking living room. She can make a pallet on the floor. He could lay on the couch. Like, that's the normal. Not going up in somebody else's bedroom. Was she sleeping with the other roommates in their rooms as well? Like, is that why you found it not weird? Because I surely haven't heard any of the other roommates say that she had sleepovers in their room. And I think they would have. Like, this is all really weird to me. What the crap? MI Passenger, thank you for being here. MI Passenger said, I believe the defense is going to bring Jen in as a third party culprit. Very possible. Sarah said, oh, hell no. Sorry. I know that was horrible.
Go ahead, but this can't happen often. And yeah, I go upstairs and sleep with him. But honestly, I think I can count on one hand how many times that's happened, and it hasn't been many times that I've allowed her to have a supper party with him, to be alone.
Oh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Absolutely not.
What?
No.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
What that was. That's 100% what that was. Rubber has been a member for a month. Thank you so much for being supportive. I appreciate you being here with us for a month. That's amazing. Rubber said this is the best family for the holidays. Exactly. Hey, Terry Jones, thank you for being here. Oh, Ruth Ann, thank you for gifting a membership. That was so sweet of you. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. That is super supportive. I'll play our Polar Express. Thank you. Thank you, Queen Olive. Y'all don't come for me. It's almost Christmas. After Christmas, I'm going to do a different speculation station clip. Has to be related to a train. All things serious, thank you for being here. And hello. Yeah, y'all were saying, some of y'all were saying, why wouldn't she be sleeping in the middle? Right. If she was in the bed, why is she sleeping in the middle? Excuse me. Like, I don't understand. I don't get it either. Toxic said the abuse was happening in Jen's room, period. And she wasn't involved. She was sleeping while it happened beside her while she was on substances to the gills, sleeping with Prince Valium. No doubt. No doubt. Thank you. Shows me. Okay. MI Passenger, thank you so much for this super sticker. That is super supportive of you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Y'all are being amazing today. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to y'all. Thank you.
Alone in a bed with him. I'm usually around all the time. I'm up until
But are you really? Are you mentally there, Jen?
2 weeks ago, I was pretty much at home all the time living on disability. Um, if I wasn't at home, just, I was substitute teaching, but I was substitute teaching primarily at her school or at the school close by, but I make sure I get out around the same time and I get out in time to pick her up and take her. So she was with me pretty much all the time when she wasn't at school. So yeah, after
When he's not there, where does she sleep?
with me,
She never sleeps in her room?
no, always with me.
Quickly.
She just said for whatever reason she wasn't allowed to sleep in her room. Like, I don't understand that either. Why was she not allowed to sleep in her own room? Darlene said she never noticed any physical signs, emotional signs, clothes where they shouldn't be, blood, constipation, all of these things. There was emotional signs. She was having fits at school. She was on bipolar medication. Clothes where they shouldn't be. His boxers were on top of her birthday dress and her hamper. Blood in the underwear, constipation, all of that. Yes. I'm sorry. I know that was triggering, but yes, absolutely. Terry said, I didn't Winona Ryder say that her mom was sleeping with Prince Valium and Beetlejuice, or was that another movie? I think someone said it was Spaceballs. Um, Michelle, if you ever need to talk to somebody about what you were talking about, you can email me, hun. And then last one, Blue Giraffe said her interpretation of a slumber party is like Sarah Boone's interpretation of hide and seek. Absolutely. If you guys haven't checked out Zaya Sandra Firelight, she's got all the deets on Sarah Boone since she's been in jail. It's really interesting.
Do you know, and you may hate the question, do you know, do you have any idea? We currently have upwards probably 200 people working on finding. Right, the Orange County Sheriff's Office is involved, the Kissimmee Police Department's involved, St. Cloud Police Department, Osceola County Sheriff's Office, Florida Department of Law Enforcement, FBI. Yes, under suspicious circumstances. So anybody who is somebody is involved.
Yeah.
She just got fidgety and moved her legs when he said the FBI. Did y'all notice that when he said the FBI is involved?
So regardless of the circumstances, those people don't get to go home. Those people don't get to go back to their families. Those people don't get to live their lives and go back to their primary jobs. I know the sheriff has probably expressed to you that's his number one priority. I'm sure the Kissimmee Police Department's expressed that to you, our detectives. This isn't something that's going to stop or go away.
Yeah.
Right? Anybody who knows something, anybody who may know something, will be brought into a room, will be talked to, whether they're guilty, whether they're innocent. Because our number one priority, our jobs have kind of stopped on any other things we have going on until it's fine, because that's the most important thing anybody has going on right now.
Hey, Overprotected, thank you for being here.
But with that, a lot of people are going to feel that whatever happened, I can tell you, and I know detectives expressed to you that the thought process at this point is this is a homicide investigation.
Yeah.
Based on the evidence I've seen, based on the videos I've seen, I do believe. With that being said, and the reason I tell you that, not to be an asshole, is because the thought process with us leads it in a different investigation, a different way. Meaning, whatever has already happened, right? We cannot change what happened most likely on Monday. We cannot change the fact that I believe Stephan killed her, right?
She gets high pitched, but she's not crying. She's not using that tissue at all. I know who killed you. I'm sorry that you went through that. Cara said she seems like a deer caught in headlights right now, like she's waiting for them to say, we know you were involved. 678 said, sitting there looking all slumpy, right? Absolutely. Trigger warning. Thank you, Jen.
All we can do now is find her as quickly as possible. On the 2% chance we're wrong and that she is alive, that's phenomenal, right? That's the best thing that could happen. On the chance that we are 100% correct and she has passed away, finding her now versus later will bring closure to your family, will bring closer to everybody, regardless of how it happened or why it happened. Meaning, if you have an inclination, if you know where she's at, if his father knows, that doesn't mean those people get held accountable for what he did. It doesn't mean those people get held accountable for knowing what he did. It means we close out the investigation. You know what I mean? So a lot of times we go into rooms like this and we ask people questions. We say, hey, do you know what happened? Do you know what happened? And there's this fear of what happened already happened. I can't change that. So I'm not going to insert myself with knowledge because it's going to make me look bad. Regardless, at this point, I murdered her, right? He victimized her. He ruined her entire life from childhood until now. I think that there's probably some sense of.
He did. He ruined her entire child life from the time she was 7, 8 years old until now. He absolutely did. And I'm glad that that detective is hitting her with the facts. She never really cries no tears. Rubber, I have noticed the clock is broke. It's probably on purpose. They probably do it to so that people won't know what time it is. Toxic said, as there are cases where abuse is really not recognized. Yeah. Oh my goodness, Michelle, I'm so sorry. Um, Cara said she doesn't even react to them saying 2% chance she's alive. Nothing, just sitting. Where's the bargaining? 2%. No, no, no. She's got to be out there. Maybe she's hurt. Yep. Good point. Yeah, they took the batteries out, so people that are questioning don't know what time it is. I bet that would be what I think. If you guys that are talking in chat ever need to talk to somebody, or anybody listening ever needs to talk to somebody, you can email me. I check it every couple of days. So, absolutely, Chrissy.
Sense of guilt. And my fear is that sense of guilt is causing you to not want to assist in the location of her, not because you're a bad person, but because there's that sense of guilt that what was happening under your roof. And now, by her being found, brings that all to your plate, and it doesn't.
Oh no. If I knew anything, I would so tell you. I want to even if she's dead because you guys tell me your suspicions, but I'm not going to believe it until I have her body.
So there are things, and the reason I say these things, and again, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but the reason I say these things is there's been a lot of things you've said and a lot of things I've kind of researched between the Fox 35 story, between your initial statement to the police. A lot of things have changed. Initial statement to the police was you watched her get dressed, you watched her leave, you knew exactly what she was wearing.
Can I tell you
Absolutely.
my thought process on
Yes,
that,
ma'am.
or where I came from with that? I was handed this form, and I'm like, where do I start? What do I write?
So I'm wondering if the whole I'm not going to believe you until I see it thing is because she's trying to explain why she's not having the correct reaction, right? Like, I'm not having the reaction I'm supposed to have because I don't believe you, and I need to see it to know that it happened, and then I'm going to believe you. Like, that just hit me now where she's saying, I believe that you think she's deceased, but I'm not going to believe it until I see her body. Like, I'm thinking that that might be her way of explaining her not having the correct reaction. And I'm glad he's calling her on her BS right now. Talking about how her story has changed so many times. And it has. It changed several times. Um Queen Olive said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, honey. I'm glad that y'all told the truth." Okay, Boomer said even when the family called 911, they were more upset that the cops were taking a long time than they were Maddie was missing. You know, you're right to point that out, and I didn't even think about that because I would think maybe one person would wait where they initially talked to the police. One person would wait there, and then the other people would go out and search. That's how I would have done it. I would have been like, putting myself in that situation. If we're waiting on the cops to get there, I would have said, okay, person A, you stay here and wait to talk to the cops. At B, C, D, and E, we need to go searching. You go east, I'm going to go north, you go west, I'm, south, whatever. Why didn't that take place? And that's a good question. Emma Passenger said, here we go with justifying lies. She needed to be cuffed right after they found her body. She absolutely did. And instead they gave her limited immunity, which means she could be charged, but still immunity nonetheless. And I don't like it.
Right. And somebody said, tell them what you saw. And so I started with, I saw. And then I wrote out what I wrote out. But it wasn't until later I was like, wait, I didn't see her. I assumed that I saw her. I assumed that I heard her, but I didn't. In reality, I didn't see her. I only saw
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Stop it.
him. And I heard something in the kitchen, but I don't know who that was.
Which we've talked about today. But I guess there's other concerns.
I know who killed you. That's a good point.
You were nervous. The police have showed you their hand. They said, Stephan, we want your phone. Stephan, we want to talk to you. We're going to lock down your residence. You can't go back inside. Me? I don't care if it's the love of my life sitting next to me. I don't care if it's maternal grandma. If the police come and take my mom's phone and my son's disappearance, I'm not going to offer my mom a lawyer.
Exactly.
That's nuts to me.
Yep.
That to me shows you prioritizing Stephan. Because at that point, you became more worried about him being falsely accused than any. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Whether or not that's what you felt. Does that make sense?
Yep.
People having lawyers is their constitutional right. That is a thing that everybody is afforded. But for somebody who's going through what you are going through, to offer him a lawyer leads me to believe that there may have been a conversation, there may have been knowledge, or there may have been some inclination that you had, whether it be his involvement, her location, or something to where in your mind there's guilt.
I promise you.
Because you offering him a lawyer is very weird.
It is.
I know. That was still me under the assumption that I think at one point you guys interviewed me, and when you guys showed me the picture of her, I believed the sexual stuff, but I didn't want to believe that he had done anything evil to her. I'm like, no, what if he did this stuff fine, but what if she's still missing out there? What if
So right there, when you showed me the pictures, I didn't want to believe that he did anything evil to her, because the picture, I'm going to give you a trigger warning because this pisses me off and I'm mad right now. The picture of Madeline Soto, trigger warning, it's what I'm about to say is fact. It's in the video where I read the homicide indictment. You seen a picture of your, I don't even know how old she was in the picture, 10, 11-year-old daughter with your boyfriend's member in her fucking mouth, and you don't think that's evil? And then you take into consideration he's reset the phone, he's been driving around all over the damn place, disappearing late at night, and you still don't think he had anything to do with her disappearance, ma'am? Again, you can be medicated, but not that damn much. I don't understand it. Why? I will never understand the immunity and all of the shit that they're giving her. They babied the crap out of her, and there's no way. Her story doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. The things she says and does, getting him a lawyer, all of that doesn't make sense.
if somebody took her? I still wanted to believe I believed him. I believed his whole story. So I was just like, I kept repeating that part. I'm just like, what if she did get dropped off? What if she got abducted? What if she's missing? But that was me assuming that you guys had the wrong guy. I wanted to think he was a good guy still, but clearly he's not.
You wanted to think he was a good guy after you saw his member in your fucking child's mouth. I wish I could choke her right now. Shauna said, I heard 2 cops lost their jobs because of offering her that immunity deal. I know that 2 detectives did lose their job over this case, but I don't know if it was specifically involved in the immunity deal, but it has something to do with her, so it's very possible. She is infuriating, Abellis, and she is a demon, in my opinion.
After everything you guys have told me and have shown me, I know he's the worst person on this face of the
You know
earth
that
right now.
now. We know he's a piece of shit now.
You know,
But you didn't know that then.
I didn't.
Then you offered a guy who the police suspected of kidnapping, abducting, assisting the disappearance, offered him a lawyer.
Yep.
And then we don't have to roundtable that. You went back to what you just said is the sex stuff is fine.
It's not fine.
Hold on. I know every relationship is different, and I know everybody's family is different. I won't ask, but going back on, has he expressed interest in? I'll use the word weird. I'm not going to shame anybody for what they like. Different sexual pleasures, different sexual experiences, different kinks that involve things you aren't comfortable with.
The only thing he's ever expressed to me was like anal.
Okay.
He had an anal kink and like butt.
And again, your child is constipated to the point you have to put her on medication, and all of these things are going, and that still wasn't another sign. Like that alone, of course, is not a sign, okay? But when you couple that with the wanting to go upstairs alone with your child to eat snacks in the bed and watch a movie instead of being in the living room where everybody's at, like obviously trying to get away from you, all of the things she's going through, the bipolar medication, the acting out, the being upset, the mood swings, the time they spend together FaceTiming, all of these things added together. I mean, what else did you need? But, hell, she saw the damn picture and then got him a freaking lawyer immediately afterwards. So I'm sorry for everybody that supports Jen. I'm just not on that train with you. I'm going to stay right here at Speculation Station and be on my train, okay? Pedophilia is not a kink.
That was something
Absolutely.
I was never comfortable with or doing, and I let him know that. Like that's not like something.
You guys slept in the same bed together. Stephen was a big portion of your life at one point. Stephan was a big portion of your life at one point. And this is not me coming at you as a person or a bad person, because shit happens in the past, in the past, in the past. We can't change the past. Has he ever expressed to you? Never. Has he ever made statements about made you feel different?
No.
But we know he did do weird things, per the ex-girlfriend wanting her to lie completely still, like she was deceased before he could ever get fully at attention and enjoy himself. Cara, I don't know about that. Megan says that yes, it was on the proffer. I've never heard that, so I don't know. I can't verify that. And thank you for being here, Megan.
When you guys slept in the same bed together, in the middle, did you ever wake up and find them cuddling? Did you ever wake up and find them closer than you thought they should be?
They would snuggle, yeah.
Okay.
But we all snuggle. I didn't think that was abnormal.
So if you guys are sleeping in the same bed and she's in the center, you've woken up and they're snuggling. They're under the same blanket. They're not under the same blanket.
No.
But just like
she's got her own blanket.
Spooning for what? What is snuggling to you? Because to me, snuggling, spooning, big spoon, little spoon.
He would lay down like this, and she would be right here in the nook.
Okay.
How
do you guys sleep? You guys sleep clothed, unclothed? I sleep clothed.
Yeah.
Shirt, pants, pajama sets.
Yes.
Everybody.
I sleep in like my everyday clothes.
Okay.
On pajamas or baggy t-shirts and shorts.
Okay.
And Stephan would sleep.
Why again was she in the middle? Like, if she sleep, that's where you're supposed to sleep. You're supposed to sleep in the quote nook, not the child. Why is the child sleeping in the quote nook? I just, she is gross. And I'm like, why ain't you changing your clothes before you go to bed? But if that was the only issue I had with her, we'd be doing good. Moss Mummy said if she got him a lawyer because he SA'd other people's kids, I could understand. But to get him a lawyer for SAing her own kid, yeah, she must be involved. I'm with you on that. I agree. And thank you for being here, Moss Mama. Yeah, that a lot of people do. Right? She, in my opinion, she is a terrible person, and she is gross, and that Stinky did sleep in boxers.
with his t-shirt or boxers, sometimes with his pants on, but he didn't have pajamas.
Okay, so they would snuggle, sometimes him being in his boxers. You would wake up and she'd be in the nook of his arm or essentially in a cuddling position. And you never found that weird.
No.
Okay. Again, you and I may find things different. Why? And I don't want you to look back on it because now you know you victimized her for a long time, right? Under your roof. With you home, most likely, because you said you're always home. You just got this job. You've been living off disability. I know the Kissimmee Police Department has showed you pictures. I know they've verbally explained to you some pictures. I can tell you that today, we're still downloading his Google Drives. We are still going through his social medias, his cloud-based servers, and everything else. And we can now piece back her victimization in your house under your care to 2020.
Let's watch her reaction to this. Anna says, so they were active when Maddie was in the bed with them. I don't know. I mean, I would hope not, but she said she never let Maddie sleep in her own freaking bed, if I heard that correctly. So I don't know. Why would one allow that to happen? Right. Never found this weird, said Robert. She said, no, gross. Kara said, why in the ever-loving fudge would you let your daughter sleep next to a man in boxers? I'm with you. We're all on the same page over here at the Speculating family. Rachel Leahy said, I can't stand her in general. She gives me the ick. I also don't understand what value her and Stephan's relationship had. He's such a lazy loser. Yeah, and people have brought up the fact that maybe she just didn't want to be alone, but there's no benefit for her, right? Like, unless it's the money. Shauna said she wouldn't need medication if her mom's boyfriend wasn't doing what he was doing. Yeah, and that's the thing for me. And you never found it weird when your 12-year-old's having to be put on medication for bipolar. That's not normal. Usually that doesn't happen until at least 17 or 18.
I believe you've gone as far back as in when she.
She's rocking back and forth.
So when I ask, they've woken up cuddling. Did you find things suspicious? Did you have an open he talked to you? Has he made inappropriate statements? It's almost like cheating, right? Like, have you ever been cheated on? Okay. Somebody can only cheat on somebody for so long until they fuck up.
Exactly. And she's having no emotion right now. Like, she bent down and huffed, but no tears, no nothing, no physical signs of being gross or being upset or anything. I was reading Neesom Z's comments. Thank you for being here, Neesom Z's. Neesom Z said, just gross and inexcusable to let a man be alone and snuggle with your child. I'm glad we're all on the same page with this, because I'm over here like, what is going on? 678 said she was never active with Stern. She watched him with Maddie. That was her pleasure. That's a speculation. I certainly hope not, but it is a speculation. Hobby Farmer, thank you for being here. Hobby Farmer said, why do her and Stephan always huff through questioning? Because they feel like they're inconvenienced. To talk about Maddie, to be questioned, it's an inconvenience for them, and they're pissed off, in my opinion.
Or until something comes out or somebody says something, right? So if we go back to 2020, we're looking at a minimum of 3.5 years. 3.5 years where I'm sure you guys are sexually active. Yes. So for 3.5 years under your care in your house, not only was he being sexually active with you, he had a sexual relationship.
I can't tell if she's really crying or not. She does react to that, but like, I mean, it's like you haven't made that connection yet, ma'am. You haven't figured that out yet. I mean, she should have already made that connection. I would love to see if she was actually crying tears. Toxic says Stern was definitely selling images, and she turned a blind eye because I'm sure she got a cut. Yep. She was wanting Botox. Hey, SCT. Maybe more than just selling images. That's possible. Megan said, my 5-year-old won't leave my bed. But as a mom of a 27-year-old who was a mama's boy too, I give my kids what they need. And if I had a partner or partners, they would be on the couch. A lot of people say that, and that's where I'm at with it too. And then real quick, Darlene said, I don't care what meds she was on, what mental issues she has. No normal mother sends their 12-year-old daughter to sleep with a grown-ass man on and off again, or a grown-ass on and off again boyfriend. No intuition at all. Right. And they're asking us to be alone and eat snacks in the room. Like, obviously to get away from you, and you still didn't find that odd. I mean, stop it, ma'am. Nobody's believing your bullshit.
Oh God. Oh,
And I know it's an emotional thing, and I know it sucks to hear. But where I'm coming from is it seems like something that you can't hide forever. You guys live in a small space, close quarters, you sleep in the same bed. You guys all
You're going to see him looking at her a certain way. You're going to hear him make some kind of offhanded remark. Have you ever been in a house where, like, maybe you were dating a guy when you were in college or something, and you had a roommate or two roommates in the same house, and then he's making weird remarks, maybe getting her a drink or something, making her a plate of food when he's making you a plate or something, and then you find out later they were sleeping together, and then you go back and you think about all of the signs that were happening and things you saw. Like, there's signs, there are things, you notice things, you pick up on things. We have intuition. Like, yeah, again, like you were saying, her intuition. We have intuition as people, as women. We have really good intuition most of the time. And I'm not believing you just was not there. It was just absent. All of your intuition about this situation was just absent. I can't.
all talk, you guys all share things. You're an observant person for the most part, I assume. Outside of taking medications and going to sleep, it seems very difficult. A lot of grown-ass adults can't hide an affair with somebody who doesn't live with them, let alone somebody who does live with them. So at a certain
Exactly. Hobby, I think because they go in and out, so I'm thinking that they might have found her while they were questioning them. Mary said Woody Allen,
point,
right?
I do believe you became aware of what was going on.
no.
And when I say that, it doesn't mean you're in trouble. It doesn't change.
I know, but
But I do believe that a reasonable person, and I consider you a reasonable person, right? Do you think you're a reasonable person?
yes.
Would be aware that under her roof, sexual relation.
I had no idea.
The videos, the text messages, the images, they're all documented forever. This has been an ongoing thing. And at her age, I think she probably thought they were in a relationship. She probably thought they were in love because he her male attention, right?
And if he's seeing it as a trained detective, we're not the only one. We're not wrong for thinking that, okay? We're not. He sees it too. Most logical people do. Um, I'm sorry, Cara and Darlene. Sorry to hear that.
She just started liking boys, right? She just got a crush. Up until then, her crush at the same time, you guys are sleeping in the same bed together. You guys are all cohabitating. She's not sleeping in her room, but you felt the need to establish.
Hey, Amanda Page, thank you for being here. Yes, I can see you, Gammy. I can see you, honey. I Know Who Killed You said, I don't understand what Stephen Stern's plan was when he dumped Maddie. Has he never watched CSI or Criminal Minds? What was the plan there? Evidence, DNA, observations, cameras? Like, seriously? Oh, he thought he was smart, like most narcissists do. It's pretty common sense, I think. Me too. Bad Girl said, I go by my instincts with everything, and they've never failed me. Right, absolutely.
Establish a rule that they couldn't sleep in the same room. But when you establish that rule, for 3 years, she's already been dating him, essentially.
I had
Whether
no
that's
idea.
legal or not.
I had no idea.
So I truthfully believe, this is my belief, I'm not speaking for other detectives, I'm not speaking for the sheriff's office, the state police department, or any other agency I've said. This is Kevin's belief. I believe that you became aware of their sexual relationship. I think at a certain point throughout this relationship, you became aware of it. And for whatever reason, your reasons are your reasons, whether it was discussed that it would stop, whether it was discussed how it would go, that you feel some sense of guilt. A lot of the news statements you've given kind of, again, my opinion only, I don't speak for anybody else, whether it's in this room or out of this room, bother me. It seems like some of your emotion, up until this room, I think some of the emotion in this room is sincere. I think a lot of it's because I'm being an asshole. I'm telling you things.
I don't think you're being an asshole. I think you're just showing her some common sense. Granny said, Stephen Stern didn't plan on the blowout. I feel like he was headed to the alligators, and that's very possible. Darlene said she has no idea. Then why the Woody Allen comment, Jen? Yeah, and I wonder if that's why she made Stephen leave, like, initially. I wonder if that's when she really found out and she made him leave, but then had him come back because she was inconvenienced about having to take Maddie to school when she was working. Mary, I can't wait till trial. I've got so many questions, and I can't wait. I really want to see him pay for what he's done.
You don't want to hear that shouldn't be said out loud. But when you talk to the news, when you talk to deputies, it feels, based on my experience in this job, that it's not sincere. I feel like some of your sadness is not real sadness. I feel like when you gave the interview with Fox 35, it was not sincere. Looking at that video one time, I didn't feel like your cries were sincere. And I'm not saying that because you're a bad person. I feel like sometimes people struggle to show real emotion when they're aware of what the truth is. So it has to be fake.
Exactly. And that's what she's been doing this whole time. She can't show real emotion about information that she's claiming she just now got hit with because she already knew. In my opinion. Jenny thinks he's being realistic with her, and I agree. I'm going to drop the panel link real quick if anybody wants to come up. So that's what the link in chat's going to be. And then Bad Girl said, Jen trying to play stuck on stupid, but she knew the whole time. She did. And she tries to pretend that she didn't. But like he said, you can't fake real emotion. You can't.
This is demise for the past, let's say, 5 years, right? But her going missing, her disappearance, if you have knowledge of how it happened, where it happened, an inclination, that emotion's not going to feel sincere because you're already aware of what happened. It's almost becomes a lie at that point.
If I knew anything, I promise you, I would tell you. Like, I am willing to take a lie detector test, whatever the fuck you want, but I don't know anything. He's never mentioned anything. I've never seen any signs. I tried watching her like a hawk. I thought I was doing a good job, but I wasn't. I was oblivious to everything. 4 years.
I mean, again, you're talking about you. I tried to watch her like a hawk, but I was oblivious, and you start crying when you're talking about you, not Maddie. You're not saying that, I watched Maddie. She said I tried to watch her like a hawk, but it's not about Maddie. It's about, her. She's crying for her, not Maddie. And I don't think he tried to watch her like a hawk, because even just hearing her story, there's so many signs that the public has picked up on that she did not. I don't remember who said, but somebody said you watched her like a blind worm, and you did.
Minimum. That's just how that far back the cloud goes. And I find it hard to believe for me that you were so worried about how many pills she took at night, but not where she slept or what relationship she was. His interest in her.
I thought we were all safe. I thought because.
Hey, Eddie, thank you for coming up. It's good to see you today.
Yeah, I'm doing all right, but I got a question.
Okay.
Do we even know where the biological father was through all this?
Yes, he was in Texas. I have his interview on my page. What happened with him? Jen knew him. They were in high school together. He went off and joined the Army. They hooked up one time in Georgia. Jen got pregnant. He was married to Madeline's stepmom, and Jen tried the whole time to do things to get them to break up because she was pregnant with Maddie, and she was unable to get them two to break up. So she had Maddie. Maddie saw him when she was little, and then had just went to go see him again for the first time in years before this happened.
Oh, so he never knew what was going on.
Nope.
Okay,
It-
that
his
was
interview
my
is
question.
Yeah, his interview is really heartbreaking. He did a TV interview, and then I've got his police interview as well on here. We're gonna listen to the exes and stuff. We'll do a day where we listen to the exes interviews. Moss Mommy said the cops always search the trash. Stearns was an idiot to put her bag there. I saw another case where a mad man ended a girl neighbor and put her body in the trash. The cops found her body the same day. They do. And yeah, he was too concerned with himself and thought he was too smart. Mary, thank you so much for being a member for a month. That's awesome. I appreciate you being here for a month. I know who killed you. Said, why didn't the other roommates in the house react to this teenager sleeping in the same bed as mom with and boyfriend? I don't know. They thought that she slept in her room, from what I understand, because I know the one did, because she got home at like 11 o'clock at night. So she thought Maddie slept in her room, even though she never did. Okay, Boomer said this is a perfect example of why we need psych evals and IQ tests before allowing just anyone to have babies. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you there. Miss King of Anything said, I blame him too. He did not want to upset his wife, and he stayed away, in my opinion. Yeah. I think that he didn't know, and I think Jen made it hard for him to be in Maddie's life.
Than that, he hadn't shown me anything so far. Like, everything seems fine. Like, he seemed like he treated her like
he treats you. In his mind.
Right there, mic drop. He treated her like he treats you. And she can't disagree. You could look at the way she shook her head and kind of stopped for a second and thought about it, because he did. MI Passenger brought up about Tyler, her dad. He also spent some time in federal prison for a crime he committed while in active military. Yes, him and some friends stole something, and they did have to do time in prison for it. Hey Sally, thank you for being here. I mean, that was a mic drop moment for me when he said he treated her like he treats you. And she just, it's like, bam, hit her like a damn case of bricks, assuming that she didn't know, which I don't know how she didn't. Hey, Shaikoi, I'm probably slaughtering that name, but I'll call you Shaikoi. I'll call you Shay. Thank you for being here. Shay said, I think they're not prosecuting Jen yet because they're still trying to uncover everybody that was in the ring exchanging CP with Stephan. That's absolutely a possibility.
I mentioned that the other day.
Did you?
A ring. Yeah, when I was up on your panel, I mentioned that about a ring.
Yeah. We're going to talk about that too. I'm going to put out a video, some information Cara sent me of some CPs that were in close proximity to where they lived.
so fucking disgusting.
So now he's in jail because of what we found on his phone, not because somebody came forward and reported that he was abused.
No, I know.
She's not old enough to consent. She's not old enough to have a thought process to even want anything that was happening to her. It's abuse. So he's in jail for that, but something caused what, right? We certainly murder, because we can call it a murder. She didn't die naturally. She didn't overdose. She didn't have a heart attack. We circled murder on Monday. Something had to cause that. He's been having unrestricted sexual activity for a long time. He's getting what he wants from her, probably from you, and who knows whoever else, right? So it's not like he woke up or went to bed Sunday and he was like, you know what? I'm done with this, but I'm going to kill her. Something happened.
Absolutely. You've been having unfettered access to abuse and molest and rape this child for years now, from the age of freaking 8. You've had unfettered access, unrestricted access to this child. What has changed to make you commit homicide? Because obviously he wouldn't have wanted it to stop if everything was just going normal. I mean, just being logical, as sick as that is. She wasn't saying anything to anybody. She was trying to, but I think Jen wasn't listening, or was he involved? I mean, it's one or the two logically. And so why did he commit homicide? Is it the crush? Is it with child? Is it another reason? I have questions.
People don't just wake up and like, you know what? They leave people, they break up with people, but usually things cause people to snap. Now, what, you know what? And I'm in trouble, or I feel like I'm going to, or him being out, we can go even worse. She's pregnant.
That's what questions last night led me to believe when we started talking about her period.
I was told that her and her friend, and granted, I'm male, never had a period, but that somebody found it weird that they were no longer on the same cycle.
Now, Nancy Grace tried to play that as he was saying she was pregnant, and I got real mad. I made a video showing that clip, and I said it's titled "Not Today, Satan," and you guys can check that out. He did not say she was pregnant. He's giving scenarios of why he thinks that Stephan might have committed homicide. He's not saying she's pregnant. He's saying, what if she was pregnant? Is that a possibility? Have you found pregnancy tests used in the trash can? And things like that. It's a question, not a statement. Abella said exactly some. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Eddie.
That's been my opinion. That in my opinion, I think she might have been. We don't know, because that evidence hasn't been released yet.
Right.
But that could be a reason why.
Yeah. And it could be. It just hasn't been verified, and I don't know that it ever will be. I think it's either that or the boyfriend, the crush she had. I mean, those are the only things that make sense to me. That's just my opinion. Abella said, exactly, something happened. Maddie told him something and or forgot him. Scratches on his hands were not from the tire. They were from Maddie. Maddie snapped, you said? Yeah, I think she snapped, he snapped, Jen snapped, somebody snapped. Oh, Granny said Maddie called Stephan from the birthday party. We know she was disappointed at the party. Was she running away? Did Stephan pretend he would with her? Is that why he brought the firearm and her at Alligators? I don't know. It's possible. And then real quick, Need Some Z's said, I'd be disgusted if someone suggested that my child was pregnant. Her face showed no reaction. Absolutely. She's cool as a cucumber, saying that's what questions last night led me to believe when you questioned me about her cycle.
Could be different because she's a teenage girl. Could be that she missed her period. Have you ever found a pregnancy test at home that wasn't yours?
I have 2 underneath the bathroom sink, but I haven't seen if they're still there or not.
Okay. But you haven't seen any used ones in the trash?
No.
Their relationship hasn't changed?
No.
Okay. So what do you think happened Sunday? Other than him killing her, what do you think made him snap?
I don't know. Theories, I keep hearing.
Tell me your theories, because here's the deal. We don't go home until she's found.
No, I know.
So this part makes me question if they know where she's at and have already found her, right? Because a minute ago, they were saying that if she is deceased, we need to find her, right? And now they're saying we know, like they're talking about that he killed her Sunday night. Like they know it to be true. So I think at this part of the interview, they know that she's deceased. She just doesn't know that they know or that they found her yet. Miss Kimmy said we still don't know what Stearns was doing when he logged into his Telegram account at 11:54 Sunday night. It was Pox videos, live, etc. And when did he log out? That's a possibility. Hey, Fred Field. Fred Field said, did I hear the trial will not be until December next year? We need more courts. He's got something going on in February, and then I think the trial starts September of next year. Shay said, the meds that Stephan researched, I think would have caused a miscarriage if I'm not wrong. I believe he tried to give her the meds to end the situation growing inside of the child. Yeah, because it would explain why he freaked out at his parents' house and was so stressed out and so anxious. Because, you know, how do you take a 13-year-old to get an abortion? There are going to be questions. So, I mean, I think it is a possibility that she was pregnant as well. We just don't know, and I don't want to put it on her as fact. You know what I mean? Unless we knew for a fact. Oh, Granny said Jen said no sexual intercourse for her since December of 2022. Why the pregnancy test? Good questions. 678 says sound like they already know the answers, right? And Eddie, I don't want to be rude to you. If you have something to say, just let me know and I'll pause or I'll hush. I'll stop talking so you can talk. Just let me know.
It's your channel. I'm listening to you, and you're a very intelligent person.
Oh, well, thank you.
Some of the things I was going to say, you're saying for me.
Well, thank you. You're very intelligent as well, and thank you for the compliment. Jenny Jen, thank you. I knew you were going to drop it when you heard that question. Jenny Jen said the CSAM trials in February of 2025. Okay, I thought there was something going on in September. Stephan was arrested February 27th or 28th.
No, I know.
So what are your theories?
What I've heard is, what if she upset him and threatened to tell me and say that she was going to tell me, and he needed to shut that down. That's the only thing.
What do you think?
I believe. I don't want to believe he killed her. But from what you guys are telling me, he must have killed her Sunday night and snuck her body out in the morning. That photo you guys showed me of her stuck in the car.
Hold on a minute. I'm going to back this up and put closed captions on because I'm trying to understand what she's mumbling here. We're at 129. We'll go to here.
I believe.
Let me grab my captions real quick. Shut that down. Really, Jen? Said Abellis. Miss Kimmy said, when the counselor had Maddie draw those pics, she notified Jen about it. Maddie was out for 3 days. Is it possible Jen told Stearns that they may be getting caught? The counselor's catching on. Very possible, Miss Kimmy. Very possible. And my passenger said they got the tip right after the presser. This interview is happening during the presser. Thank you for that. So they might not know she's deceased yet. Thank you, my passenger. And then Fred Phil said one roommate did question Jen about Stephan and Maddie hanging out upstairs, but Jen blew it off. Yep, she just said thank you. Cozy said no tears. Absolutely not. All right, she's going to mumble, so we're going to listen closely.
I don't want to believe he killed her. But from what you guys are telling me, he must have killed her Sunday night and snuck her body out in the morning.
She said, I don't want to believe he killed her, but from what you guys are telling me, he must have killed her Sunday night and snuck her out in the morning. How did he sneak her out of that house? Like, I'm assuming everybody was asleep. If we're going to go with that theory, everybody would have been asleep. And then he went in Jen's room to get the dog leash. But I question if it was to get the Crocs because one Croc was found in Jen's room. And I'm thinking that when he was putting the leash on the dog, he was grabbing the Crocs. She started to wake up and he only had time to grab one. But still, how did he take her out of the house in the morning like that? I mean, you would have to think, and I'm going to give you a trigger warning. He's going to have her like over his shoulder or something. And I mean, that looks sus. That looks sus AF. And people are going to be getting up, going to work, going to school, all of the things. So it's weird to me. I don't understand how he would have took her out. Yeah, she says a lot of things. Bad girl, like he snuck her out. Why would you think that? Right. She says what happened exactly. Like, how do you just come up with that off of your head unless you know already? Kara said, I asked that question about Stephan getting arrested because I think one of the people I sent you that were within 10 minutes from his parents' house were arrested earlier that month. Interesting. Jen knew exactly what happened, said 678. And okay, Boomer said nobody saw her in the morning. She went missing. He took her out the night before. That's a possibility as well.
Photo you showed me of her slept in the car.
The photo you showed me of her slumped in the car.
You don't want to believe he killed her.
I want to believe she's still alive and that she got kidnapped, but that doesn't seem like that's the case at all. Yeah. I know. My brain just wants to believe something else. I just want to believe she's still alive. She's out there.
Did he tell you he fucked up?
No. He acted so normal that day. He was like, I'm so impressed. We got out of the house so early. Like she made great time. We had so much time to go to McDonald's, but she didn't want to. His story was so fun. Like, every detail was so believable. He's just been lying this whole time. Like,
What about that day in the car?
She's rubbing her legs to self-soothe herself. And we know that night she got stupid high, per the roommate. Said that he never gets high like that. And he got stupid high the night she was, the first night she was missing. MI said they got the tip about him changing the tire after the presser. The presser is happening during this interview. They also released footage of the guy that saw him changing his tire. Facts. Yeah, I've got those interviews on my page. We're going to go through those interviews. They're just not video interviews, so I was doing the video ones first. Anders, the lovely Anders, said Stephan never mentioned something about the dog. You're right. I think it was just Jen who mentioned about trying to put the leash on the dog. Okay, he went into Jen's room the next morning to make sure she stayed in bed. Yeah. Okay, Boomer. Cozy said Jen lives in La La Land and prefers to live in denial for the rest of her life, pretending Maddie is just kidnapped. You're so fake, Jen, says Michelle. Miss King of Anything says it sounds like the roommate weren't late, so they probably slept in. Yeah. But then there was like he was doing laundry that morning, which was weird. There was power tools and a hammer on the table. That's always been weird to me. Where does that fit in the puzzle? What do y'all think about the power tools and hammer and thing being on the table? Like, she wasn't dismembered or anything like that. So where does that fit into the puzzle? Hey, Joseph.
Lawyer. Did you disclose anything to you there that made you feel like, oh fuck, he needs a lawyer?
No. He kept acting like he didn't know what was happening. And I'm like, don't you see forensics? Don't you see they took your phone? Like, something's happening.
And back to normal, just that quick. Bad girl said she's crying for herself, not Maddie. Back to normal that quick. Joseph said, it's possible that Maddie did threaten to tell her Jen or someone else, but Jen already knew about what was going on. The crock could have fallen off during transport and the dog picked it up and moved it. Possible.
Happening. Like, I think they're gonna pin this on you. And I'm like, in my head, I'm going, they have the wrong guy. Like, they're just honing in on the last person who saw her. But no, you guys knew more.
You never said, what did you do?
I've never asked him any of that. I still, even up until when we got here to the police station, I was convinced that he hadn't done anything to her at all.
Because of him or because of not wanting to believe she's deceased?
Because of him. Because I thought he was a good guy.
So up until this morning, you still think?
She's animated and moving around a lot more. Bad girl said talking about the tools, maybe that was his plan at first and he just couldn't dismember her. Okay, Boomer said the tools may have been a thought of Stephan to get rid of the body till he saw that it was going to be too much work. Okay, Boomer, that's a good theory. Y'all got good theories. Gina said maybe the tools were to take apart the tower computer to get rid of the hard drive. That's really a good thought process as well. Stephan may have thought about dismembering her, says Abellis. Power tools to disassemble the hard drive, said Cozy. Yeah. Michelle said, Jen, me, I, you're just worried about yourself. Gel. Right. And then lastly, Neeson Z said, I don't believe she's crying. She's faking, in my opinion. If it's real, you don't just stop on a dime and start speaking normally. She did. She absolutely just did. And she's going to try to go back to speaking in that high-pitched tone again to pretend like she's crying. Last two comments. Joseph said they know something was a huge slip up. How would she know there was something to know? Right. When she said forensics was searching the house, they know something. Jen said, wait, what if the noise the roommate heard was Stephan trying to remove something off the wall, realized he needed power tools, so he did that the following day? I wonder what he'd need to remove off the wall. Good thought, Jen.
Think that it's not.
No.
We're talking about the other day.
Back to normal.
Up until
When we took him.
yes.
Okay.
I forgot what day of the week that was.
So we're still going through his phone, his drive, like I told you, all his socials. We can date back to 2020. Based on the videos, it appears that that was the start of the victimization. Okay, are we going to find anything in his phone with you?
So they just asked, are we going to find anything on his phone with you in it? And she said no. So we're not the only ones thinking these things, y'all. I mean, obviously, if a trained detective is thinking it, we're not out of line for asking these questions. Mary, what's your question, hun? Michelle said we know better. And Lisa Lee, thank you for being here. Jen knew Maddie was dead when she reported her missing. You think so?
Has there ever been a request for the two of you to participate in sexual activity with him?
No.
Regardless of you saying no or yes?
No, he's never asked that.
Okay. If we find pictures like that, is that going to surprise you? So if I'm in his Google Drive, if I have a sex crimes detective, a computer person look at his phone, and they tell me, hey, Kevin, I found a picture.
Whoa.
Engaged in sexual activity or borderline sexual activity, is that going to surprise you?
Yes, because that doesn't exist.
Okay. At any time during the course.
Wait a minute. They just said if our forensic detectives go through and find a picture of you engaged in sexual activity with Stephan and Maddie, or borderline sexual activity with Maddie or Maddie and Stephan, is that going to surprise you? She said yes, because they don't exist. That's a weird question to ask. And most of the time, if they ask questions like that, it's because they already know the answer. Right. Exactly, Joseph. Law enforcement doesn't usually ask questions they don't already have the answers to. Wow, I just picked up on that. That is crazy. I wonder if they ended up finding pictures and that's why those detectives got fired for the limited immunity thing. But again, she lied in that limited immunity deal, so she lost it anyway. Wow, I'm wondering if they found pictures like that. I never picked up on that before.
Your relationship, has he expressed that he has ever had sex with a child?
No.
Hey, y'all.
Not a child, but when he told me when he was in high school, he graduated high school like later, like older than 18.
Okay.
He dated somebody younger than 18. I think she was 15. But I don't know how old he was, 19, 20. But he was an older kid in high school. He graduated late. But he had a really young girlfriend. Her name was Kendall. And I thought that was weird. I was like, that's a little too young. He goes, no, it's fine. We were in high school. Everything was normal. Her parents loved me. Blah, 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 blah.
There's pictures of them on my page. In the pictures videos, you can see pictures of him and that girl, Kendall. Trish and Guilty of Crime, thank y'all for being here. Need some Z's, and she said she looks very concerned now, doesn't she? She did look really concerned when they asked her about her being in the pictures.
It's only one.
Have you ever gone through his phone? Okay. If you had knowing Stephan, knowing where he lives, knowing where he goes, how he conducts his life, give me your.
I missed this part. Did the detective ask her?
If you haven't thought about it, that's another weird thing I got.
Sorry, Lev, go ahead.
Did she ever go through his phone? Did she admit to that, say no?
She said no. They asked, "Have you ever gone through his phone?" And she says no.
Yeah. Okay. I like to. Yeah.
But I mean, right? I've gone through my husband's phone. Most women do.
Monday, right? We told you on Wednesday that we think he did it.
Yeah.
So from Wednesday till today, it's about 48 hours.
Good
Give
point.
me your
that
top
girl.
5 places you think are possibilities based on knowing him, based on knowing his path of travel. Where do you think? It doesn't have to be based on evidence, just in your gut. Give me your top 5 places where you think.
Yes, the cops got fired. I don't know if it's the ones that gave her immunity, but I do know that 2 detectives were fired pertaining to this case and Jennifer Soto. Supposedly, it's the 2 detectives that gave her immunity, but the DA had to agree to that as well. So I don't know. I just know that supposedly 2 detectives were fired pertaining in regards to Jennifer Soto and the case. Lisa Lee said an innocent mother would be fuming if they were asked if they raped their own child or were in the pictures and things like that. Exactly. And she wasn't. She looked more scared than anything, in my opinion. Bad Girl said, how could you be asked about having relations with your own child and not freak the F out? Right. Yep. Did she go through Maddie's phone? I know that she got in trouble for being on Maddie's phone and accessing her accounts. And then all of a sudden, the best friend who had 2 pictures of Stephan, the pictures were gone from the group chat after the cops asked Jen to please stop accessing Maddie's accounts because they thought it was Maddie. And in reality, it was Jen going through her phone. And all of a sudden, 2 pictures of Stephan that were in a group chat are gone from the best friend's group chat. I found that sus.
Think he
in this area.
Doesn't have to be in this area.
No, I know.
Anywhere you want.
I'm saying in this area, I have no idea. Orlando, Kissimmee, no idea where he could have taken her. But his trip to Northport is weird as fuck. I feel like in Northport, he knows more people. He has more friends. There could be a place and somewhere there he could have stashed her. You guys said he went into a storage unit. That would be another place to look. But there's plenty of woods around his house. Around that exit is kind of secluded. Like
When you say his house, you mean his parents' house?
his parents' house, yeah.
You've been there? Or you've seen the property?
Yeah, I've been there before.
Do they have land? Or is it in like a neighborhood?
So it's not a neighborhood because they don't have HOA. You just buy the plot of land and build it. They don't have many neighbors. Or last I saw, I think there was a neighbor building right next door, but I don't know if they're done yet. I'm just feel like he had more. There would have been more spots in Northport for her to be dumped. Because from what you guys have told me, he went to St. Cloud, he went to 192.
How are you just so chill talking about things like this? Inquiring minds want to know.
You guys tell where he turned on any of these roads? It's just that he was on the main road?
Guilty, you can come up on panel. Hold on, I'll give you the link.
I didn't think he ever even knew where St. Cloud was because we've never driven down that way ever.
You live in Kissimmee, right?
Yeah, I know, but to me, he's never had a reason to ever drive down to St. Cloud, ever. There's no store or anything he goes to down there. Everything is in Kissimmee or Orlando by the mall.
Florida Mall?
Yeah.
Orlando Mall?
Yeah,
Florida.
Florida. I sent the last detective 3 spots. I could have recalled him telling me he wanted to visit.
Indecent Angel, thank you for being here. Indecent Angel said, I think one cop was in trouble for accidentally releasing a photo of Maddie on Facebook. Oh, that could be a possibility too. Thank you for sharing that. Joseph said, stashed her, heartless. Right. I think that's where we're all at with it. Guilty of crime. I dropped the link for you, honey, if you wanted to come up. Lisa said, involved 100%. Colleen said, who the F actually says stashed when referring to your own deceased child? Exactly. Hey, do you want to stay on camera or no? Do you want to stay on camera? I'm going to put you up.
Yep, go for it.
Okay.
We're good. All good.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How's everybody doing today?
I'm good.
Good. Yeah, I saw this and the other day I wanted to comment on it because I mean, there's so much to say on this, but she's leading them right to 192. And she's the one that lived over there. I don't know if you know that she lived over there past
I did not.
a little bit past where they dumped Maddie's body in St. Cloud is her condo from before.
Oh, wow. I didn't know
So
that.
the only way Stephan would know about the area, in my opinion, and this has been my theory, was Jen Soto.
Right. Makes sense.
I mean, I've been saying it for a long time. We did it. We had a person in Florida do boots on the ground and drive from where Maddie was, in her words, dumped. And then you continue and it's right there, her place. Stephan doesn't know that area.
Wow.
Hey, everybody.
That is super interesting. I did not know that. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, you guys are great. I've been hearing good things about your channel. You're new on the scene and reputable. So welcome. Welcome.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody.
That's so sweet of you to say. Thank you. I'm glad that everybody found us and come talk with us and all of that. And thank you for coming up. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I just heard the conversation and I was doing some stuff on the internet before I stream and I'm like, hey, let me see if I can weigh in on this a little bit. She's leading the police. She's leading the police. She knew exactly what happened. She guessed everything, right? She told them 192 several times. She said, Maddie, unless Maddie's in the trunk and unless Maddie's strangled, she nailed everything that happened. Yep. Tell me she didn't know. Tell me she didn't know. She's psychic. I don't think so.
Right. Exactly. And it irritates me that she got immunity after saying all of that.
Now, the reason I wanted to weigh in on the immunity thing is because I just did a show about that on Saturday. And they did that, in my opinion, talking with, FBI agents. And I have lots of sources that have worked in the FBI that don't work anymore. And I think they did that because they want to have her as a credible witness. If they're not going to arrest her, they want to have her as a witness for the state, and they want to make sure that she's credible enough.
She's not. I mean, the medication.
She's not. Yeah, you're right.
The medication, and then you knew nothing this whole time. I mean, they're going to slaughter her on the stand.
Oh, they will, but she can fill in the what, when, where, and why. Maybe not the why, but the what, when, and where. She could fill in the pieces that nobody else could fill in. Yeah. Except for Stephan, and he's not talking.
Right. That's true.
So, I mean, this is my theory, along with other, like I said, FBI, New York Police Department, many people that I've talked to that are my sources. And I've been with this case since day one. Lots of people from Florida have contacted me as well. directly about this case. So,
Right. You're very pretty,
again,
by the way.
yeah.
Sorry.
What was that?
I said you're very pretty, by the way, and
Oh, well,
I'm
thank
hearing
you.
that you have a channel. So make sure that you guys subscribe to her, and I'll subscribe to you as well. What is the name of your channel?
It's Guilty of Crime.
Okay.
Yeah, just straight up guilty of crime. I recognize Anna here in your chat. She's a Florida person. She's from Florida.
Awesome.
Anyway, yeah, I'm from California, everybody, and thank you for having me here. I just wanted to weigh in on that because I that's just my belief.
Yeah, I think it's an accurate belief too, because I mean, you made it make sense to me because this whole time I've been wondering about the immunity thing. So I appreciate you weighing in on that and the where she dumped Maddie. I can't believe not she, but he. I can't believe it
And
was that close to her house.
And not only that, she directed Stephan Stearns to that, and she told the officers over and over that's where they go hiking. She kept saying it again and again. We counted the times that she said that, and it stacked up real high between that and 192. Well, he would know about this area where we went hiking in St. Cloud. I mean, it's just I don't
Wow.
believe in coincidences. In true crime, there are no coincidences.
Absolutely not. I'm gonna check you out. I want to see that. That's yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so as you're watching these again, yeah, pay attention to that. The 192, the directing the police right to where Maddie's body was, the way she talked about Maddie's body. She never used her name, didn't say, I need to find my daughter. She said the body.
Right.
But there's
Exactly.
so many things. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
so hashtag arrest Jen Soto. That's my channel all the way.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you on
I
that.
agree. Yes, me too.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been watching Guilty of Crime in the Shadows, Guilty of Crime in the Shadows for a while. I'm a lurker. I'm a
We love
lurker.
lurkers.
Yeah. And hey to everybody that's just coming in. Thank y'all for being
Yes.
here.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, you
I'm from
continue.
Florida
I just had
myself.
Well,
What were you
hello,
saying?
Florida. I plan to go out there. The trial's not going to happen. You guys know that it's not going to happen in 2025. So, I definitely plan to make a trip out there for the trial or trials when they do and if they happen.
Yeah. I know that they were trying to get it moved out later, but the judge said because the defense lawyer said they had several death penalty cases and they wanted to move it out till
Mhm.
later, but the judge said no, that the CSAM was happening February, September of next year, 2025, but the trial, yeah, I'm wondering about when that's going to happen.
Yeah, that's just a preliminary hearing, and they're going to go in there and they're going to push it out. I don't know if you saw that document that Stephan Stearns had his lawyer do, but to change jury instructions to
Yep.
eliminate things. Yeah.
Yep. We covered that
So,
a couple of days ago. I found it interesting. What do you think the mitigating factors are that he wants the jury to understand or look at?
I'm not sure yet. I'm covering this episode. I'm covering it tomorrow. So I'm going
Okay.
to go back through and I go through that document, and then I work with Gavin Fish quite a bit. So I'm going to go over his notes and what he did, and we're going to come up with some theories.
Okay.
Heavy
Well,
theory, right? Right. Yeah. So I haven't got there just yet.
I'll definitely check it out.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Yeah, the Woody Allen. All right, you guys continue. Sorry, I was like, I need to weigh in on this.
No, yeah, you're good. If y'all need me to pause, if y'all want to say anything, just let me know.
All right.
Monday, when he left the house in the afternoon and got the flat tire, he had mentioned a few of those shops, so I sent them over to you guys. There's honestly nowhere I can think of. We've never gone to the only wooded area that we've ever gone together would be Shingle Creek Regional Park, where the Pioneer Village is.
Okay.
That whole trail there, we had scooters, and he had like an electric skateboard kind of thing. We would all cruise by we would all cruise the creek, explore. We've taken a canoe up that creek before. Then the Kissimmee Trail. There's a trail that runs right behind my house that starts right behind my house and goes all the way to that bridge on John Young Parkway that says Kissimmee on it. That whole trail, we've done that as well.
So right now, if I'm not mistaken, she's
There it
talking
is.
about the trail in the park by her house, right? Not in St. Cloud, right?
No, can you go back for a second? I was reading
Yeah.
a comment, but I'm pretty sure she's talking about the St. Cloud one. Let me either
Yeah.
that or the one by the school.
Okay. So at 137, I'll take it back to 135.
Yeah,
Oh.
I just heard her say that.
Okay.
Where St. Cloud was, because we've never driven down that way ever.
You live in Kissimmee, right?
Yeah, I know, but
That's a
to
lie.
me, he's never had a reason to ever drive down to St. Cloud, like ever. There's no store or anything.
Right, because they lived. Maybe it was
Yeah,
Port
they did.
Charlotte, but I thought it was St. Cloud.
Well, she lived in St. Cloud. We looked up her address and did a drive out there from the dump that she calls
Yeah.
it, from Maddie's, where she left Maddie's body. So she lived out there, and now I think she said except for the hike. I think she's talking about St. Cloud.
Okay.
Yeah, if you press play, let's see. Let's listen
down there. Everything is in Kissimmee or Orlando by the mall.
Florida Mall?
Yeah.
Orlando Mall?
Yeah, Florida. I sent the last detective like 3 spots. I could have recalled him telling me he wanted to visit.
Yeah, sure.
Monday, when he left the house in the afternoon and got the flat tire, he had mentioned a few of those shops, so I sent them over to you guys. There's honestly nowhere I can think of. We've never gone to the only
There it is.
wooded area that we've ever gone together would be Shingle Creek Regional Park, where the Pioneer Village is.
Okay.
That whole trail there, we had scooters, and he had like a.
All right, I'm gonna write that down. She said Shingle Creek. I'm gonna look
Yeah,
where that
and
location is.
I believe Anna's in chat. Anna Pikarski. Sorry, Anna P. Can you tell us if she knows the area? I do think that she's talking about, and thanks for writing that down. I think she's talking about the trail that's close to St. Cloud or going into St. Cloud. Yep, Anna said yep.
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 Anna, do you know where that is, Anna? Is that by St. Cloud? Because remember, Jen's trying to think of the 3 places, the only 3 places that Stephan mentioned, and she's leading the cops right to Maddie's body, by the way.
Anna said yes,
Yep.
she is.
Okay.
Wow. Thank y'all for bringing that to my attention.
And when she lies, her tone gets low, and she honestly, I don't know, but she's always lying. So there's that.
Yeah.
Yes, and the gators. There's gators by the water in the woods too, which she mentioned. The gators, she said. Maybe Stephan was headed towards that area and got a flat tire because that's where he knew to go. And she did mention the gators that would have got rid of Maddie's body, but he got a flat tire and had to do it quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. Makes sense for sure.
There's no other reason. I mean, that whole thing coincided with the flat tire and getting it tipped in. He just panicked. That's why he went back. I don't know other reasons he went back. I still think there are other reasons because necrophilia is one of them. He's into that.
Yeah, he is.
All right. Anyway, so I think that's what she's talking about, and she's leading them right to it.
Yep.
Like an electric skateboard kind of thing. We would all cruise. We would all cruise the creek, explore. We've taken a canoe up that creek before. Then the Kissimmee Trail. There's a trail that runs right behind my house that starts right behind my house and goes all the way to that bridge on John Young Parkway that says Kissimmee on it. That whole trail, we've done that as well.
Okay, that's a Kissimmee one she's talking about now.
Yeah, that's the one I picked up on. I didn't pick up on the Shingle Creek the first time until you brought that to my attention, and I really appreciate that.
Yes,
You and Anna.
no problem. We've listened to it. We've listened to it so many times, and the chat is always active on my channel. They're, hey, I'm from Florida, and they're always giving new info, so no problem.
Yeah.
Are you from that area, allegedly speculating? Where are you from?
Sorry, I'm from North Carolina.
Okay.
So not
guess I
down
should.
there. But if I could, when the trial starts, since it's going to be in a few years, that's when I would definitely go to for sure. And
Yeah,
it would be, I
me
think
too.
Florida's like
Well,
6 hours.
yeah, it's like an 8-hour flight for me. I would just hop on a plane. But yeah, we can all
Yeah.
meet up there. Hopefully, it's not going to happen for a couple of years. But
I'm
Yeah.
less than an hour away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you're close. So you'll be there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, we could all
Right.
meet up. That would be cool.
Absolutely. All right.
I'll be your bodyguards.
Perfect. We'll need
I
them.
could think that like he may have gone because that's where I know I've gone with him before. But anywhere else, I have no idea.
No, I don't think they're going to change, please.
So our ERT team is called emergency response team. It's just a group
My
of
mic
people
kept
who
muting. I was saying, you think you could protect all of us, Eddie? And you said you don't think you could, they're going to change, please?
No, I don't think they're not offering a
Not when you
plea
don't.
deal. I think when you, yeah, I don't think he's going to say, I don't think he's going to say not or guilty. I doubt it.
Yeah.
He's facing the death penalty no matter what. So the only thing that's going to save him is if he has evidence that Jen was part of it, and he won't get the death penalty, but he'll be in prison forever still.
Yeah.
But death penalty for something, either the 60 SA acts or the taking of her life.
Yeah.
Both are death penalties.
Yep. In the state of Florida, they are. Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Areas doesn't have to be wooded, can be wooded, can be swampy. They've been out for 3 days. They're gonna be out all weekend. They will eventually, whether it's today, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's in 2026. Okay. I don't think you want that to take too long. Right? I'm sure you'd like to have a funeral. I'm sure you'd like to have some kind of memorial service. The last thing you want is for us to call you in a year and say, hey, we found remains. We don't know. Okay. That may not be something you thought about till just now, but I can tell you, being someone who investigates homicide, that is something that everybody has to come think about eventually. If you can think of anything that would assist us in making that happen for you today versus 2 years from now, regardless of why you know or how you know, we need it.
No, I know. If I knew anything, I would tell you right now. I promise. I want her back so bad.
She's going to switch up soon from crying to not.
Yeah, and that always gets me because I mean it's so sudden and just like she switches like on a dime. So you can tell it's all
She
fake.
does. And many people say, oh, well, she's medicated. She's been medicated for a long time. I guarantee you the medication's not affecting her in the way that you think. It's just maintaining her at this point. So no, she's not just walking around. It's yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people say that and they'll fuss at me about it. And I'm like, I try, because I'm very much about, I want to know all of people's opinions. And if they have a differing opinion, why they feel that way, because you never know when you could make somebody see something different. But I just can't with the medication. Like, it's not going to make you that oblivious. I don't care how much you're
Right,
taking,
absolutely.
all of that.
Right. Absolutely. And she's used to it. She's been taking it for a long time.
Yeah.
She just doesn't want to
I take-
withdraw at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I
Go
take bipolar medication. Okay. And in the beginning, it was strong, but after
Exactly.
after months of taking it, your body becomes immune to it.
It's built up in
So
your system. Yeah.
yeah, it build you build an immunity. So she's probably taking other things on top of it,
Oh, absolutely. We went
in
into
my
that
opinion, allegedly.
allegedly. Yeah, it's allegedly speculating, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
they showed her pills. They showed her pills and some of the pictures of the from the scene, the crime scene, and just the scene. And she has a giant container of the Monday through Fridays. And also, we saw them in her glove box. We think it was Zans,
Yeah.
like street ones, street bars. So that between that and Adderall and the bipolar pills, yes, and the sleeping pills, that's like 4 or 5 right there that I just mentioned.
hmm
Um, but yeah, we call her
That's
the
a
potato on our
cocktail.
channel. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a cocktail, but she's used to it. I have talked with one of her roommates that lived there before all of the numbers on the doors, and she was taking them back then in 2019, 2020, and checking herself into a mental hospital, by the way, when she'd have a panic attack.
So it's normal for her to check into the mental hospitals then.
It is. It
Mm.
is.
I'm definitely going to check you out. I need to know all this information.
I have huge playlists and exclusive interviews. We
Oh,
streamed
wow.
the vigil as well. When Maddie had a vigil, I was the only one that had streaming rights to that. It was really very sad.
Oh, man. That's amazing,
Yeah.
though. Congratulations on all of that. I mean, as
Yeah, I
much as
mean, yeah, right. I'm trying to help them to sort through this and just be a voice for Maddie, and yeah.
yeah, she needs it. She really does.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
Abella said that Mary was asking the Stephan saying that he didn't start it, mean that Jen knew. Thank you for letting me know. And I'm sorry, Mary, I missed your questions. I think that it could allude to that personally. I think that I mean, because that's not how. What else could it be? You think about the possibilities. What could that mean? And there's not many options. So I think it's definitely possible.
Also, victim blaming is one of them, because I watch a lot of those what do you call it? I'll call them chomos, so I don't get you in trouble. And they victim blame quite a bit. Even if the victim's like 4 years old, they say that they came on to them
Oh
in their
wow,
sick minds. In their sick minds, that's what they believe. They
yeah,
believe that they gave them a signal, or they touched them wrong, or continued, like they call that flirting, even though the children are anywhere from 3 to 12 years old.
oh wow, yeah,
It's
yeah.
very typical. It's very typical.
Mm,
So it's either or. Either he's saying, well, Maddie, because remember, we're gonna find text messages between Stephan and Maddie. She was texting him all the time. They were FaceTiming all the
yep,
time or Zooming all the time. The friends said it, everybody said it. So we're gonna see that Stephan's gonna say, see, she was in love with me. We loved each other. I have a feeling he's gonna, with his love poem and all that, victim
yeah.
blaming. So it's
Mhm.
either or. It's gonna be
Yes.
that, or it's gonna be Jen. I'm not sure.
Yep. One of the two. Yep. Um, some of y'all were asking about the marijuana. Jim was prescribed marijuana, and Stephan would smoke with her. That's where that comes from.
I don't want to think about planning a funeral.
Is it okay if I
What was your
smoke my
communication
puffer while I'm on camera?
Oh yeah, you're good. I smoke cigarettes. I don't do it on camera, but yeah, you're good. You can smoke whatever you want.
Okay, I smoke my vapes while I stream, so I just want to make sure.
Oh yeah, of course. Thank you for asking. That was very polite.
Yeah, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
I've limited contact over the last 2 days because I know too much and I don't want to tell them anything.
You don't want to tell them what we've told you, or you don't.
That's a weird statement to make. I've limited contact over the past couple of days because I know too much. Excuse me, what?
That is weird, right? What does she mean by that? I didn't catch that one.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna back it up. And the police are about to basically ask her what she means. Hold
I have
on.
about 10 more minutes on here. I just wanted to pop by and I saw this, and I also wanted to introduce myself to you and my channel and everybody. So thank you for having me here.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and I really appreciate you coming up. And anybody, if you guys have a channel, drop it in chat, and the Speculating family will subscribe. And I'm definitely going to check you out. You got me interested.
I mean, really, what I want to, I love that you're narrating the closest to the truth, and then your speculation is very, it's not off the wall. I see some channels that are completely just off the wall. They don't even know that Jen and Stephan were together, and the whole, like, the background of it, and that he was in fact not a stepdad. And I love that you're digging in to find that out. So
Oh, well,
yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, I
Thank
don't
you.
like the narratives that are just off the wall, just, trying to make money off of Maddie. So I respect your channel. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I backed it up a little bit so we can hear her
Okay.
talk about, I don't want to say
Knowing
too
too much.
much. Yeah, this is weird. I
What has
don't
your
see anything.
communication been like with his father since this?
I've limited contact over the last 2 days because I know too much and I don't want to tell them anything.
You don't want to tell them what we've told you, or you don't want to tell them what you know.
No, I don't want to tell them what you guys have told me. I don't want to share any. It's so difficult because I've known them for just as long as I've known Stephan. They feel like absolute shit right now. I know that they kind of got into a fight because Chris are you sure we know our son? Are you sure we know our son? I don't think we know him at all.
Okay, so she's talking about limiting contact with his parents and saying that I don't want to talk to them because I know too much, but yet you called him to get him a lawyer immediately after you got hit with the CSAM pictures so they know everything. So what is it that you don't want to tell them that you know too much of? That doesn't make sense.
Not only that, they called Chris over there that night, and he got the first front row of the conversation between Stephan and Jen about what happened or what didn't, which I'm more on the side of what happened, because why did he come out so boldly and say Jen's involved too? He was the only one there, Chris Stearns. He went and got them their hotel, front and center of this thing. So what is she talking about?
Yeah. Good point.
Oh, the mom was defending him, but now with everything, with the evidence on the phone coming out, they know. They know he was a piece of shit.
We've talked to his dad, and his dad knows as much as you know. He knows his son's a rapist. He knows his son's a murderer. He's talked to us. He's been very open with wanting to help in any way he can, whether that's technological, whether that's verbal.
Yeah, he even had. I was with him when he turned in his knife to you guys. He remembered he had a knife on him and gave it to you guys. I thought that was.
Have you talked to Chris about Stephan needing a lawyer?
Yeah.
When?
I think when you guys showed me the
She takes 2 deep breaths, stops crying, and I think when you
crying.
guys showed me the pictures, because Yeah, she knows that they know. She knows she's caught.
I mean, the way she changed gears when they said, "What do you mean you know too much?" Oh, for them, who's them? Chris and the
Mhm.
parents. I mean, when I think they do know too much, and the first thing they did was point at you, Jen. The first thing they did was point at Jen being involved with it, and
Yeah.
I think it's more than just them trying to get their son off of the death penalty. I think they do know, and they know they should have turned her in or them in a long time ago when they knew that Maddie was sleeping with Stefan and Jen right in the middle. They knew
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
and you know
his mother.
that
Sorry, go
Deb
ahead.
paid to get him out of trouble. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Deb paid to
No,
get
you're
him
good.
out of trouble when he was younger. So she knows that he's a predator.
Mhm. Yeah. I've heard about that, but I haven't found out much about when he was younger and them paying to get him out of trouble, but I know he
Oh,
did something. Do you know what it was?
I do. He was filming his roommate's girlfriends in the bathroom.
Mm.
Is that yeah, they found a video on his he left it on like the computer on the main drive of the computer, and he was filming the girls just like he did with the roommate here, filming
Yep.
under the bathroom door, except he had cameras in the bathroom and he was filming them in compromising positions, and Deborah Stearns paid the roommates off not to get him arrested.
Oh, okay. Because I never knew what exactly happened, but I knew he got in trouble and she paid it off. Wow.
Oh
Thank you
yeah,
for
they
that.
knew
Wasn't
exactly what it was. They knew their son's a predator.
Mhm.
wasn't there another situation where there was one of Stefan's friends was a computer geek and was
That
working
was
on his
it. Yeah,
computer? Okay.
that was it.
Yep.
They were all roommates. They were working on it. Wasn't his computer. It was just like the cloud that he left it on for the house. Like that everybody that lived in the house had this drive and he forgot to take it off.
Oh wow.
Mm.
It's
Disgusting.
all yeah, same
He should
situation.
have been turned in. Them roommates.
Well, he didn't because the mom paid him. Said, please
Yeah.
don't. He doesn't need to go to jail. And we don't know how much she paid him, but she paid him enough to shut him up.
Yep.
I don't think
And
he
it
was still in high school when that happened.
No, he wasn't in high school. No,
no.
he
No.
wasn't.
Where
He
are
was
you going
already
in?
in college
Sorry.
area, college time.
Um it's surprising. I feel more like what the mom said happened. Like she said she had a dream and she dreamed that Jen caught them doing something. Jen's the perpetrator and Stefan is going down for the crime because he feels guilty about the CSAM stuff. I don't know that necessarily Jen just caught them that night, but I think something happened. Jen snapped and she did it, and Stefan is going down for the CSAM stuff because that's his mother. And obviously, his mother's going to know him better than anybody. And if that's what she sees, that's what I feel like is the truth.
Yeah. I've had that theory too. That's one of my theories. It's always been jealousy. That's my theory. Either jealousy between Stefan and Maddie or Jen and Stefan and Maddie. So that's definitely a theory that I have.
Yeah.
That Jen did it and Stefan covered or went and dumped her because he was getting the CSAM. She let him do that to Maddie for years. So they
Yep.
were on the same team.
Yep. I think
So
so
that's
too.
why, yeah, I've had that. And there's a couple theories that I have. I'm not stuck on that.
Mhm.
But it's a good one, I think.
Yeah. There's so many possible theories with this and just so much that doesn't make sense.
Right, right. That's why we're speculating at this point because
Yeah.
nothing else has came out, and we all want Jen arrested.
Yep.
Yep.
So
I think there's a whole ring too, in my opinion.
The photos.
Yeah.
well, I just
One
wonder
of
if they're
my
going to bring that in.
do you
Go
think
ahead.
that they what's your thought on that? You're wondering if they're going to bring that into the trial or leave it out. Like, why do you think they would bring it, and why do you think they would leave it out if there is?
Well, they already stated that in those, what is it, 35,000 images that there were other children. They've definitely confirmed that. It wasn't
Mm-hmm.
just Maddie. He was trading pictures online. They haven't confirmed if he was selling them, but I'm sure he was with his
Yeah.
crypto and all that. So that's why I don't know that they're going to bring that into that and make it even more confusing. But they're definitely looking into that because they said, hey, we have other children on this, and it's not just isolated to Maddie.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a separate case at this point.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you don't have 35,000 images and it be other children, and they're going to have to look into it, but they also have to get, they have to try to get the cryptid site. What is that? I always forget the name of that site.
The
one particular, was it?
Telegram? I don't know.
Telegram. Yeah, it's
Okay.
Telegram. Yeah, Telegram. That's the major one that he was playing on, and he logged in at 10, or logged out or logged in at 10:49 p.m. That night of Maddie, her life being taken. So we're not sure, but they have to look into that, because that's where a lot of the images may have come from. It's
So
encrypted though.
yeah, I didn't know that. I'd heard a rumor that he logged into something that night at that time. I didn't know it was Telegram. So that leads me to believe
Yes,
that maybe he was doing some kind of video for that and something happened. That's another possible theory.
that's a possible theory. But there also could be evidence of what he did that night on Telegram, because that's what he was filming. There's a bunch of pictures that have that background of him abusing Maddie with the background of that room and
Yeah.
Maddie's room as well, that they matched up.
Yeah, and then you mean to tell me they didn't know anything with the holes in the partition that you could see straight through, and that room being right there by Jen's room, all from the living room? Like, no, I'm not believing it at all.
It bothers me that the roommates didn't say anything or even flinch about it either.
Right. Exactly.
Thank you, Synth. Sent 35,000 non-Maddie pictures, 4,000 videos, and 3,900 pics of Maddie's CSAM. And it was at 11:49 p.m. that when he logged off or on. I'm not sure if it was on or off.
Yeah, I think they pulled the Telegram stuff from the Savannah Soto case, I think. So I would think maybe they could pull some of it, because they had the pictures of Matthew Guerra with all the money and substances he was selling. I thought. I could be
It
wrong.
wasn't from that. It wasn't from that. It was from Instagram or one of those. It was from different one. Now Telegram is what that was made for companies like Apple or any of those companies that need to have secured images, documents that the police can't go in and take them. Right? They can't just put a what do you call that? Anyway, you can't do that, and that's the problem. Now with Matthew Garris, it was right on his Instagram, and like, hey, I'm selling drugs. Want to buy some? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you
So
for
there's a
clarifying
huge
that.
difference. Yeah, that's the problem. So Telegram and Signal, WhatsApp, yeah, they're all encrypted. Thank you. Sandra.
Zio. I call her Zio.
Okay, Zio, thank you. Those are encrypted, and so government companies use those as well to put information out to the military, and you can't get those. That's what it was made for.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. That makes it hard. But I mean, if it's committing a crime or actual murder, homicide, I would hope they could get it, but I don't know.
No. That's
Well,
the fight.
WhatsApp is
That's
owned
what
by
coming up.
Facebook now, right? WhatsApp is owned by Facebook now.
Is it?
I didn't know that. Thank you.
Yeah, WhatsApp is owned by Facebook now.
Yeah. Thank you guys for being here. I'm reading your comments. I just haven't highlighted them. But I appreciate y'all all being so involved in talking. Spencer says hey to you. Do I call you Jai?
Jay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll listen a little more and then I'll hop off. I got a show at 4. But I really, again, I appreciate you so much. And I see a lot of people in your chat crossing over to mine. So, hey, let's all be friends, right?
Yeah, of course. And thank you for coming up and hanging out. I appreciate it. And Eddie, thank you as well. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. You know what? Now that we're stopped, I'll just go ahead and hop off. So I'll let you guys get to it.
Okay. I hope that your live goes good. I'll come in and out when I get done with mine.
All right. Have a good afternoon. Merry Christmas to you guys, and good meeting you. We'll do this again. Thank you.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, thank
right.
you. It was nice to meet you too.
Yeah. You too. Take care.
Bye. You too.
Bye.
Merry Christmas. Well, that was really cool. I like her. She was really sweet. And thank you, Eddie, for hanging out as well.
Oh
Synth
yeah.
outrageous. Synth outrageous subber says Telegram will not give any more info, even with a subpoena. Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Yep.
That's crazy. What time is she starting? I don't even have my phone. Oh, in about 10
She said
minutes. So
4
we'll go
o'clock,
for
so
about.
probably, yeah, 10
I'm
minutes,
sorry,
she
love.
said.
What'd you say?
I think in 10 minutes, I believe.
Okay, so we'll watch 5 more minutes of this, and then we'll go ahead and end for the day, and we can all go hang out over there. All right, when are you going live again, by the way?
She said 4 o'clock, but she said she's got it live at 7 p.m.
Oh, okay. She
I'm
might have.
lost.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to go soon anyway. But do you know when you're going live again?
I go live every night at 8:30.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'll be in and out of your chat too then, as well.
Yeah. Oh, 4
I want
p.m. Central. 4
4 p.m.
p.m.
Okay.
Huh? Okay, I see what she said. She's in California. Okay, so 4 o'clock her time, 7 p.m. our time. All right.
Okay.
I get it now.
Alrighty.
No.
First thought you had was to ask his father if he should get a lawyer.
No. I saw a picture. I didn't see the rape. I didn't know she was getting raped until yesterday. I saw the picture of the oral sex happening, and I knew that was true, right? That's evidence. That's for real. That's fucking happening. But I kept thinking, they're going. I don't know why I kept.
She's having trouble explaining it away, and she said that I didn't know she was getting raped until yesterday, which makes me believe you didn't know about that necessarily, but you knew about the other things. Because why would you not say, I didn't know about the pictures, the molestation, that he was doing things with her? You specifically said being assaulted, not the pictures in general. So that makes me think you knew about the other pictures and might not necessarily known that they were going all the way. That's interesting. And then she's stuttering, having trouble explaining it because she knows it doesn't look good, and what she's trying to explain, she can't figure out how to explain it without involving herself, in my opinion, allegedly speculating.
I can't tell you why my brain kept thinking, no, he didn't kill her. Not that he didn't kill her, but she's still missing. She's still out there. She was taken. Yes, he's done this to her, and that's not okay. But I swore she was still, I felt in my body she was still alive. She was still out there. I told Chris to get him a lawyer because I felt like you guys were chasing the wrong person.
How did you think they were chasing the wrong person after they just showed you a picture of your child with a member in her mouth, ma'am? It was directly after that you called for the lawyer. I have so many issues. Synth said it's 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern. I was a mod for her, but got to concentrate on my bachelor's. I did her website. That is really interesting. Thank you. Thank you, Eddie, for the trigger warning. Thank you, Jenny, for the trigger warning. Hey, Callie, Griot channel says Telegraph is the only app that will not cooperate for backdoor for FBI. I did not know that. And again, to everybody else that's coming in here, thank you for being here. Her only child, right? Synth, I'm gonna call you Synth. Yeah, Synth Sir Burr. Synth Sir Burr. Thank you. I'm gonna call you Synth. And Zayo has a channel as well. Zayo also does true crime stuff. She's got Sarah Boone stuff, a lot of really interesting other cases. We collaborate sometimes. I think we might collaborate for New Year's. So definitely check her out as well.
But you weren't. You're not.
We showed you a picture. The picture you saw, she was giving a blowjob to a grown-ass man, and you told his dad to get him a lawyer.
And that's where we are all at right now with Miss Jen Soto. Michelle, she is super sweet.
Missing, right? Now you, but then you just thought she was missing. And we were showing you our investigative lead being raped. A blowjob is rape. Not consensual. Whether she wants to do it or not, that is not consensual. And you prioritized him again. You prioritized him by offering him or telling his dad to get him a lawyer. Not what the fuck did he do? Not, hey, we need to figure out what happened. No, let's protect Stephan.
You are not in shock. You are not in shock. Stop it right now. Shock would, no. Shock is not having the forethought to try to get this man a lawyer. And again, she's prioritizing Stephan over Maddie, like I would assume and what everybody thinks and sees she's done her whole life. This child had nobody.
No, that's not shock. That is your natural instinct to protect Stephan. Okay? And if that's naturally how you react, that's fine.
It's not.
But that goes into what I've been telling you this whole conversation is I don't believe a lot of the things you're saying, and I don't believe a lot of the things you say you weren't aware of. And that is because you've now shown me twice that your first reaction, no matter what you were told or shown, missing and we're seizing the cell phone, or we're showing you pictures of her giving him a blowjob, your first reaction is to protect Stephan.
Yep.
So now, ordered by Stephan, you're aware of this. You were shown pictures of this. You were shown pictures of her body in his car with a seatbelt on, right? We have played it out for you. Now you're in a stage where he's in jail. You know she's passed away, and now you can feel emotion, right? Until that point, when you were shown that she was deceased, your continued first reaction is to protect this guy.
Yep.
You just said, I only saw a picture of him, whatever your verbiage was, I say blowjob, of his penis in her mouth, and your first reaction was, fuck. Oh my, victimized? No. She's being abused? No. It's Stephan needs a lawyer.
He just laid it out. Her first reaction was not, oh my God, my child is being abused. Oh my God, my child has a grown-ass man's member in her mouth. None of that. It was Stephan needs a lawyer. It makes me sick. Callie said, griot, T is silent. Griot is a person knowledge in history and current events. Musician and more. African griots, my essence. Oh, wow. Thank you for sharing. Synth said, technically anything that's not vaginal or member intercourse, everything else is considered sodomy, even oral sex or anal. I did not know that. Michelle said, shut the hell up. Yep. That's how the law identifies it. Thank you for sharing that. Abella said that you're right. She's a liar in my opinion. She's a liar in my opinion as well. She makes me sick as well. I'm going to listen to about another minute of it and I'll have to go for the day. My wolves, Jen, get any type of immunity after this interrogation. Make that make sense. I think that's why they got in trouble. Like I said, I can't validate for sure it's because they gave her immunity, but it's something to do with this case. They lost their jobs.
Who the fuck cares if we think he killed her? He's
right.
I don't know why I said that.
But that's the problem. You don't know why. So the reaction in your mind is you are continuously protecting this guy. So why do I sit here and believe that you don't? Because right now, you know Stephan killed her. You know Stephan's been raping her. You know without her body, can he be charged with murder?
I don't know.
Exactly. So you don't know what we can do. Do I think we can charge him with murder? It's not up to me. Should he be charged with murder? Yes.
Please.
Does your role in her life lead this to happen? I'll be honest. Yes. Says she was a child since her victimization started. It occurred under your roof and you acted like it didn't exist. And knowing the victimization, knowing how ongoing it is, knowing that you saw a picture of it, not just us telling you, not me and him saying, hey, listen, he's being I think they had a bad relationship. They showed you a fucking picture of it, and you still protected him. So how am I supposed to not think that the thought process in your mind is until she's found, Stephan can't be charged with murder? Because we both now know that you don't want him to be charged with murder because you want him to have a lawyer.
No, I don't. That was
Exactly. We're going to leave it at that for today because I do have to go. I'll back it up a little bit tomorrow and we'll get into that and we'll watch some Christmas stuff. I don't know if I'll be able to come live on Christmas or not. I'm thinking I won't, but I do have some Christmas stuff I want to go over with y'all. So maybe if we don't have time to do it tomorrow, I can do it for a little bit on actual Christmas. Hey, Jennifer, thank you for being here. We're about to end the stream. Real quick, I wanted to say thank you to Abellis who gifted 10 Speculating memberships. I'm going to play our clip real quick. I really appreciate that, Abellis. You're so supportive and so thoughtful and so sweet, and I have so much love for you. You're amazing. If you guys were gifted a membership from Abellis, please tell her thank you. She is such a sweetheart. Thank you, Abellis. Thank you, Eddie, or All Things Serious, for coming up and for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it, and your thought and your insight were amazing, and I thank you for that.
Well, some of the questions I had about this, you were just answering them as you paused them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm like, this is the first time everybody could just read my thoughts.
Oh, wow. Great minds think alike.
So, yes, I'm going to drop down so you can do your closeout.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming up. Guilty of Crime, Jay also came up, and I'm going to drop her in the description box. If you are watching the replay, check her out. Check out Zio for anything Sarah Boone and other cases. She got a bunch of other cases on there too. Eddie or All Things Serious has a channel. I will drop them in the description box as well. And you guys just make sure to sub up to them. Show everybody some love. Speculating family has lots of love to show and give. Thank you guys for being here with me today. I really appreciate it. You guys make my day so special. I know I say it all the time, but I honestly 100% look forward to coming live and hanging out with you guys and sharing my thoughts and opinions on this. It's really cool to watch these cases and think the way I do and know that I'm not alone in that. And I have people here that think the same way I do and that, want to hear what I have to say. That means a lot to me. And I like hearing what y'all have to say in the comment section as well. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. So if you haven't finished wrapping your gifts and getting all your stuff together that you're going to cook, make sure you do that. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. I have fixed my computer, so no more issues. Y'all have the best night ever, and I look forward with great anticipation to seeing you all tomorrow. Bye.